into DM dubs here.
How are we just gonna let him walk?
Hopefully my camera still works. It does. Cool. Share my screen. Boom. There's a whole map and everything. Justin, are you alive or are you just hanging out? Justin's on mute.
Hello.
There he is. There's our handsome man.
Oh, it's grabbing wine.
Yo, Justin. I've also got wine.
Hey. Cheers, brother.
I have a small bottle of wine. For just such an occasion. And Chewy's got some Knee Deep Brewing Company IPAs.
Ooh.
Which we love to see. What's up with Wayne's? I don't see her.
She said she was gonna be a little late in
Did
chat.
she?
Yeah, she dropped that in DM dubs. She said she's about 20 minutes late.
Interesting.
Unacceptable.
I did a little bit of holiday shopping. And I bought myself a pair of them Versace jorts.
Some
So I'm gonna
Versace
be-
jorts.
Yeah, I'm gonna be styling for Thanksgiving.
Brashachi Schmort,
Yeah.
the Jewish lawyer.
Jewish lawyer.
Yep.
And here, those are the ones you want.
Yep.
Brashachi Schmort, attorney at law.
That's exactly what I said.
Ooh, this
I got the
smells-
Gucci flip-flops and the Versace jorts.
This smells.
High roller.
High roller indeed.
Shit's wild.
Well, hopefully my alert box actually pops off today. It may not. Probably won't. But I'll try my best. Am trying my best.
They never know.
The world may indeed never know. I guess she said she would be here in 20 minutes, about 14, 15, 16 minutes ago. So
Was it
okay.
14 or 15 or 16?
It was one of them, yeah.
Yep.
Can you be a little more specific?
Yeah, so, for...
How many seconds was it?
12.
Ah, okay.
100,000.
Million.
That changes things.
It
Got
does.
him.
You outplayed me, sir.
Well, you know what they say.
Get shit on. They say get shit on.
Shab says it.
I don't.
You know what
They
Snap
say it.
says.
I don't know who they is. They're a bit aggressive, but they do say that.
Yeah, somebody said that. I'm
Somebody
glad it
once
wasn't
said
me.
it. I believe it was the great Abraham Lincoln who said, "Get shit on, stupid."
That was actually,
And he
The
was
Honorable-
talking about
the Honorable
The
Thomas Whistling Willie Jefferson that said it himself. He said,
Yeah.
"No thanks, nerds."
I'm
True.
pretty sure, yeah, that was Martin Luther King Jr.
I think it was the
But-
late great Herbert Hoover who
Ooh.
said, "Y'all motherfuckers retarded,"
Herbert.
and he
The
and he built a
Hoovler.
dam. And then he built
Hoover.
a dam.
Mm. Hey, it's a good time actually to let Galio know what's going on.
Yeah, fill him in.
Galio, it's a good time to take a selfie for Instagram too with all you friends.
I'm over here trying to edit my stuff.
Anyways,
Heard that stuff.
No.
that was an incredible selfie. Because they all are, because they're my face. Galio.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? That's me.
Yes.
Are we all
af-
drinking wine then?
Dave, you're not making any noise.
Alright, I'll get some wine then.
Galio. After the
I'm
party,
listening.
after the party made it to your home village of Diarvong, here in the Fredglard, as it's known and called, you were taken into custody by the Freljordians, namely Trendemir himself, put you on trial. You have been essentially chained up, but not in an honor system type way since then. All of the player characters spoke on your behalf. Some of it was good, some of it was the players. And Essentially, they were issued a challenge, one to prove their own character's worth, and so they went off to go find some members of. I have got to turn down him when he goes away because he just slams cupboards and stuff. Like it's so loud. They went off to go find members of the Crimson Drakes, which were a mercenary company that had been working for the Freljordians there in Darvong, for Tryndamere specifically, delivering goods, doing stuff like that had gone missing, and then a bunch of other stuff happened that Galio wouldn't know about.
Testing now, testing now.
Hi, Dave.
Hello.
So I can be heard finally?
Yes.
Indeedly doodly dandly.
Marcus, did you catch all that? The part that I said, not the part that everybody else said.
All right, I'm back. What I missed?
Luis, is that a cardboard?
You missed the sound of you
Yeah.
slamming cupboards at light speed.
They're trying
my
to
man.
prove themselves. Got it.
Took my brain like 20 seconds to process.
We're
it.
proving
A
ourselves, but
bottle
did you
was
tell them about Gus' story and about his adventure with Galio
You can
and how
tell
it
him.
impressed Tryndamere? I pretty much told them about the time that we were in the Sun Temple. It was me and you in the room with Rakan
Zaya?
and Zaya, and no one else really dropped any big names. But I was like, yo, this champion and this champion, fucking Galio jumped in and saved her life, and like he was the fucking man, and he slayed the shit out of Skarner and stole his stinger, which happened, and Tryndamere was like gasming, bro. He was like, fuck, this man's a hero. And
There's
they're gonna build a
Pretty
monument.
significant amount of exaggeration there toward the end.
They're gonna build
But
a
the beginning
monument
was legit.
They're gonna build a monument to you in the middle of the city. And Tryndamere renounced his kingdom. He says it's Galio's world now. We're just living in it.
Oh my god.
Galio's world. We're just living.
All right,
it.
the wine is open, boys.
Oh no.
I'm not drinking too much. So I gotta do some homework after this.
I don't got shit to do. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, my guy. Let me pour some, and then we'll all cheers. Oh shit! You know what I forgot?
I'm still drinking my bang, but yeah.
Bang.
Unicorn flavor?
Yeah.
It's the best one.
I like
Never
this
had
one and the purple Skittles
I'll
one.
catch up on the cheers. I owe you a cheers,
I'll
Justin.
clink with you. Yeah.
Alright,
I'm
we
here.
got it. We got to pour it out now.
Never went away.
We're pouring.
I'm waiting. You got it.
Oh, you got the
Cheers, my
attachment?
guy.
There
Cheers,
we go.
my guy.
Cheers.
You got the attachment for the aerator, but you don't have a wine glass?
How's this not a fucking wine? It's made of glass. And I put wine in it.
Made of glass doesn't like to cross the bar.
Wine glasses don't last long when you have a
You can't
dog
drink
and a
wine
coffee
out of a
table.
windshield.
You can
Or a
if
crack
you
pipe.
scoop. If it's got a scoop in it, you could drink wine out of a crack pipe. It'd be a wine pipe at that point.
Jeez.
Hello.
There she is.
High low. What's up, Bubber?
We can't hear her, but there she is.
There she is.
She can hear us
I'm gonna give LaRue a call.
with her big ears.
Yeah, go ahead and give Liru a call here. Get Bobo down here.
Get Hot Wheels clean this up.
Yep.
Bobo.
Because Liru, we can't hear you at all, bro.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, hey.
You know, it usually helps if you say something so we can hear you.
That's so LaRue.
Hello.
Isn't that so LaRue?
Sorry I'm late. I was at work.
No worries. Do you
And-
need? Do you like want some time to get out of your scrubs and stuff?
It would be nice if I could eat dinner.
Yeah, go.
I can bring my laptop in the kitchen and just have my camera off, so I'll still be present.
Yeah,
It'll be another
do
episode of
whatever
What
you
is
need.
Danny doing?
Yeah, we love that. It's honestly, it's better than Shab slamming cupboards at like terminal velocity.
I didn't know I was that loud. I didn't even know they could.
I pictured you back there just throwing the doors.
Oh boy.
I am gonna mute myself and take myself off camera because I'm hungry and I don't want to be in my scrubs anymore.
No worries.
So
Say
we
hi
want
to
to
the
see you
fans.
eat like an animal, shoveling your vegan food.
Veganism.
All right.
Weirdos.
For everybody else present, remember that you just took down the Frozen Terror, which was made of all sorts of crazy nonsense. Remember, it looks something like that.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That thing went down, and you were working on getting to the back of the lair because there might be one more Crimson Drake alive. One, the half-orc Verona, was alive at the back of this. Amy stabilized her. Some other stuff happened. She's up. She's good. Can't fight, can't help, but won't die immediately on you. Most of what you're seeing on the map you haven't found yet because it was just Sylvan and Gus that found this secret door into the rest of the spot. You also know that there is a wicked either alchemist or artificer witch type character that's been experimenting creating these terrors out of the pieces of animal and monster and people she's been finding, and have been warned that it's likely you'll run into more.
Free my soul.
And that's what you missed.
It's true.
Actually, that's not what you missed. That's what you saw. That's
If you don't know, now you know.
Yep.
Buddy.
Where am I on this map?
You're in jail in your hometown.
Oh, I know. I just
They're
wanna
building
know
a
if I'm-
monument to your honor.
They're not. And I can't
They
stress
will.
that enough.
They-
Eddie! What's up,
Can
man?
we build a monument?
I think it's a matter of an opinion, DM.
I want a monument built.
I don't know if we can call this a matter of opinion.
There needs to be a monument built.
Spider-Man showing his face.
Although, Galio, you're probably going to Eddie. You can't DM me from the middle of the Twitch chat. You know that. Galio, you'll probably be interested to see what your hometown looks like since you'll be stuck there until the PCs make it back to you. So I'm happy to at least put that map up so you can see the cool stuff.
Which is good that you're spending that much time in the town because they're gonna need to sculpt your likeness. So
True.
having you around is helpful for that.
I'm not sure where all this came from.
We all came from a boat, I thought.
You did get off a boat. 2 separate boats, in fact.
I have
Yes.
like a, I don't know, 10, 12-inch tall monument of them, and everybody else too.
Well, true.
That's right.
Maybe we all get sculpted.
Galio, can you see this?
Yeah.
Hey,
I just
that's
needed to
you're
look
currently
up.
locked up in this little shed back here, my friend.
Sweet.
Yep. And periodically, I'll be getting back to you with like how your treatment is looking and so forth while you're there.
We'll call it the sculpting tent for the time being.
I don't. Everyone else here seems to be on board with this homage to Galio. I cannot, unfortunately, confirm that that's actually a thing.
Well, we're all supposed to die on this mission anyway, so I think if we return, we might have some swing.
That's correct.
We might have some
Everybody
leeway.
is supposed to die. I wrote it specifically
Yeah.
so that everybody would die. Which is a bummer for you, not as much for me. I just see it as a sort of a win-win, so I can just drop this entire campaign.
Stop obligations on Monday night.
All right. The Crimson Drake in the back that Verona is concerned is still alive is named Garlon. I didn't just remember that. I just looked it up.
Let me pull my up.
Could have fooled me.
I could have.
What does Garlon look like?
He-
Dwarf, a human?
He looks like a dragonborn.
All right, thanks.
Oh, word?
Indeed. Hey, Shababalooey. Thanks for converting
What up?
from a Prime sub to a Tier 1 sub, my friend.
My guy. They gave me a warning that I only have like a couple days before my sub drops, so.
Okay, we're gonna actually play now, right?
Woo!
Yeah, I think we're all caught up.
Eddie Michael, I cannot believe you just followed me, brother. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Pigpen. Yeah, we're playing.
All right, so I address the team, the squad. my company co-owners.
The Cash Money Commandos.
The bugaboos, if you will.
The Boogaboos.
Yes. So, bugaboos. It looks like I get elected to be the meat shield, so I'll take the lead. The person, the alchemist, probably will either throw stuff at us or have spells. If I get tied up with a point defense thing with some weird monster, if you can see her, concentrate your fire on her. If it looks like I'm gonna die, help. But otherwise, everyone just stay frosty. I'm gonna be a little bit more melee mode, but at this time, I whip out my little tool and do my CAD drawing in the air and make my arcane cannon, which is gonna be a. This time it is gonna be a little cannon on a scorpion leg sitting on my shoulder, tiny size.
Nice.
And do you remember if I made a little token for your little cannon at any point?
No, you did not. Although at one point when we were using the other map system, you used a little gun or something. But
Oh, don't worry. I'll fix that up lickety split.
How fast is that?
At least as fast as one can click through a web browser.
but right now it's not like walking along behind us. It's actually sitting on my shoulder.
Yes, it's a little guy. What else,
And
guys?
when it looks like everyone else is ready, I will walk through the illusion into the other side.
If you need any additional meat for your shield, I am more than happy.
We might have to cover the hallway in 2 different directions, so you're elected as secondary melee.
All right.
Meat bag number 2,
Is,
if you will.
is everybody else walking through the secret door?
My bag is for berries.
I don't know why I'm having a tough time pulling this up. It's not as big on my screen as I want it to be. Oh, do you have it in Roll20 that I can look at? Am I in your campaign on Roll20 that I can look at the map?
You are, yes.
For some reason, I can't see it.
So I'm shared in Discord, and you're already logged into the Roll21.
Yeah, let me pull it up there then, because it looks like it's not letting me do it from Discord. I can't see the screen very well to see where the different doorways are. All right.
Can everybody else see okay? Is that just a Shabs thing?
Might just.
I can see fine.
I'm
It's
good.
just a Shabs thing.
Yeah, the map just looks really small, even when it's highlighted. All right. we'll
You're
give it a
high.
second.
Light
I
up.
might be. Dude, I wish, my guy. Other than that, I mean, I'm gonna just do what Amy wants us to do, which is pretty much stay frosty and get ready to plow down on this evil that we're about to behold.
Arcane cannon.
Who's Poopy Man?
That's
Poopy
Shabs.
Man is me.
Yep.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
You don't sound surprised, so.
I don't believe anybody is surprised with the fact that your name is Poopy Man in Roll20. There is not a soul, I'm sure, surprised by the fact that your name is Poopy
It's
Man.
actually short. It's actually short for something a little more profound, but we don't have to get into it.
Okay.
All right, we got an
It's
arcane cannon.
short for poo poo pee pee man.
Yep. All right. To your right, party, which is the left side of the map, as you walk in, you can hear the crackle and clink of chains and large hooks hanging from the wall. To the left, you can hear the sound of what it sounds like some sort of like liquid running.
Nice.
Liquid like water or liquid?
Something's definitely like it's so quiet in here. You can hear something feet away from you just dripping, hitting the ground and sinking. Like you know the like sound of like a sewer grate when it's raining, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go towards the chain clinking sounds first, which would be my right, I guess.
All right.
And hugging the corner, I'm gonna
behind.
follow at the low ready with my bow.
What's our light situation in here?
Yeah, it's decent lighting due to like not torches themselves, but there's like stones on the brick piece of the wall. The wall looks like it's made of stone. There's certain ones that just emanate and glow, so it's regular lighting, but there's no physical flame.
Can I prepare an action?
Yeah, what?
If something jumps out at Amy while we're walking through here, that I just take a pop shot at it.
Okay.
Like if it's something that's jumping on her, not like grabbing her for help or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And can I slink into the shadows and attempt to hide?
Yeah, roll a stealth.
All right. That is 21.
All right.
21.
My Mask of the Wild for that as well.
Okay.
It just obscures me.
All right. Amy, you're the first in that can see. There are several long hooks hanging from long chains which are hammered into the ceiling. There's obviously like an elk leg and twisted nests of twisted nests of entrails hanging for each of them. These are literally just like meat hooks. You can see this one and this one just have like pieces of random meat and animal hanging off of them and sort of just dripping.
All right, none of those meat pieces look like they have enough limbs or whatever to suddenly come running across and attack us. Right?
No, this one is like just entrails, and this one is just one big old like leg.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna backtrack and go past LaRue and check what the dripping sounds was now.
All right. On this side, just as you cross, and Shabs, I'm still counting this as like held action if anything pops out at Amy, so I'm just going to keep you following her. I assume that's what you wanted.
Yep. I'm just like at the low ready, keeping my line of sight on her. And
Can I be following as well?
Yep. I'm just...
Can I cast Bless real quick?
On.
I would like to bless 3 targets. I want to bless Amy Proto, Gusty McAirshitter and the Druid.
All right. You're aware of how long Bless lasts when you cast it.
It's one minute.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, 1 minute. Let's do it.
Like, is that what you would like to do?
Sure.
Okay. For the next minute, you 3 that he just mentioned are blessed. It should be add a D4 to any attack or saving throw, correct?
Yes, D4, yeah.
All right.
I look down at my hands and I feel the blessing running through my veins.
Yeah, absolutely. That brother, if anyone feels blessed today, it's you guys, for sure.
I'm feeling hella blessed right now, dude. I would just like to say that I feel God in this Chili's right now.
Yes. Anyways, inside this side, Amy, there's 2 what appear to be obvious torture tables that are both just streaming and running with blood and nothing on them. You can see that on the map, right? This one's got chains. This one's got like leather straps.
Yeah.
Yep. And on the table here, you recognize several surgical sets of some kind.
I'm gonna take a quick moment to go ahead and just scoop them into the bag of holding. Does it look like there's enough stuff there to count as a healer kit?
There are 3 healer kits total on the table. So basically you can do a medicine check to stabilize 3 times with the kits here.
Nice.
Nice.
The blood on the tables, does it look like a creature or creatures were moved from those tables and taken elsewhere? Do I see a trail of blood?
Roll an investigation for me, my friend.
I have the wrong dice out.
I'm gonna try to identify what the blood came from. If it's something.
Yeah, wrong dice, natural 1.
All right. Anyways, Gus accidentally bumped into you as you were trying to be sneaky. You were a little too sneaky, and you bumped into him, and so looking for blood didn't go great on this case. It's just really because there's a lot of spitter and splatter on the walls, on the floor, it's hard to tell what's going which direction. There is a lot of blood on the floor, a lot of it dried, some of it wet, and in several different colors ranging between purple and red and black and like a brackish brown, which brings us to Gus. Go ahead and roll a nature check.
I believe I get
Or survival, whichever of the 2 you would prefer here.
I'll do survival here because I get a +6. Actually, do I get double because it's wisdom?
You would not get double. When you're doubly proficient, it'll say on your character
Your
sheet.
proficiency bonus is doubled for proficient skills when you make an intelligence or wisdom check related to it.
Yes,
And-
so the
and
proficiency
survival.
bonus is doubled, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
right?
it'll
So
say
the-
on your sheet. Like you don't have to add anything. If you're
My
looking at your
modifier
D&D
is
Beyond
up.
sheet, yeah,
Yeah, my
it will
modifier
already
is up,
be
yeah.
higher than the others.
All right, I rolled a 24.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely tell that there's lots of stuff. You recognize animal blood as being the ugliest brown, like coagulated one that is. The fresh blood is all bright red, which you recognize as something was bleeding arterially, implying she was not keeping it alive, and you're pretty sure it was humanoid.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm gonna move south and keep a sharp eye out for bigger slicks of blood where it might be enough to make the floor slippery or something.
All right. As you guys can see, you haven't there's no like, except for where Gus was just checking out, there's no pools that you could actually slip and mess up and anything like that. And up here, as you walk out, it looks like there's just a lot of like random storage, just crates and barrels and all kinds of random stuff.
We got a crate and barrel in here.
Yes, that's exactly it. There's a cracker barrel.
At just a quick glance, does it appear to all be uniform, like the same source, or does it appear to be
Far
different
from. They're not like different tribe, but like it'd be kind of like imagine if you had like barrels from India, barrels from England, barrels from Africa, and they're all labeled differently in different languages. It looks like all this stuff is like picked up and picked off from something else more than it is uniform storage.
So it's a world market.
Exactly.
the thing that looks like a bench or a table? Is that there and any different, or?
That is a bench, like a low-seated bench, and it's got a bunch of like pots and urns on top of it. And cups.
All right, I'm gonna continue on to the door that's just the first door I run into, basically.
All right. Are you gonna do this at full speed or with stealth?
I'll. Oh, I changed my armory. I'll go ahead and try stealth.
All right, go ahead and roll it up.
And I'm gonna cast at this point pass without a trace.
All right.
Ooh, I rolled a 20, so I get a 24.
Wunderbar. Plus
Plus
10.
10.
For everybody.
And if I'm following, would I roll a separate stealth check?
Nope,
Or-
you already got a good one.
Cool.
Plus 10 is stealth checks for everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Are we all rolling stealth? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
No need.
Not if you already rolled it. Everybody's got a plus 10.
Steal?
I got you.
Someone
Was
throw.
there anything I could steal?
You haven't really been involved yet. The stuff that was on the table already got picked up. Everything else in here is barreled off and crated. So you'd risk essentially like whoever else in there like hearing you uncrating and untapping barrels and stuff like that if you wanted to in the immediate.
There's some small things on that bench you could pocket, but I don't know if there's what.
The bless has worn off for anybody else's concern. Amy,
Mm-hmm.
you can hear in this room all this like bubbling and a real just ugly, like gross, like think of like the witchiest voice you can think of like an adult human female, just speaking in low whispers. It's not loud
Very
enough.
shrill.
Not loud enough for you to make out, but yeah, imagine if you could literally hear, like the Wicked Witch of the West just like speaking.
All right, I'm gonna. The druid and the ranger try to get them close enough that I can whisper to them, not spell whisper, but actual whisper, and say, "All right, is there any reason we want to converse with this person, or is we just gonna take her out because it seems like she's been sending murder hobos out to scrag everybody in the area?"
The things she has been doing cannot be allowed to continue.
All right, I'm down with that. I just didn't want to act on my own. What I'm gonna see if I can do if it's not locked. Basically, we'll try to sneak in, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a detect magic up and see if there's anything weird with that door before we try to enter. So I'm gonna. It's not ritual. I'm gonna use a first level slot cast detect magic.
I would like to check for traps if possible as well.
Roll a perception.
And while they're doing that, I'd like to check to hear if the entrance we came in from is like anything going on.
15.
All right, 15. Amy, directly in front of you, in front of the door, in like a doormat shape of some kind, you can see. Do you remember in Baldur's Gate when you found something invisible and it would look like purple on the ground?
Yep.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Okay. Well, I've warned LaRue is like it looks like she's trying to go up to the door to check it for traps. Oh, whoop! Right there, 18 inches out, 24 inches across. Does it? I mean, if we stand next to it on either side of the door, can we manage to manipulate the door?
Yes.
Did I see any traps?
Oh, the one that Amy is describing to you, you don't see, but he's warning you that he's seeing something. She's warning you that she's seeing something.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So nothing physical, just maybe something magical.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Did you hear what I had asked for while they were doing that?
Yes, I already moved you back, and I'm waiting for them to get through that piece, and then I'm going to explain what you're seeing as well.
Excellent.
All right. So which one of us has the door handle side, me or LaRue?
You do.
I reach carefully and see if it's locked or not, if it'll open.
It jiggles, like doing your quick check, it jiggles as if you could open it. Shabs, to your behind you, I'll pull up the big picture so you can see.
Yep.
It looks like this, but it's not in a big jar.
Okay.
Just this ugly, terrifying creature.
Gestated creature.
Yes, this old gal right here has crawled from like this left side over here. It kind of like looks at you and just closes its eyes and rolls over and literally just stops breathing.
Okay, I'm gonna let out while they're doing the door check. I'm gonna let out like a guys, and then louder and louder, guys. There's something in here.
Well, I guess I go look at whatever his problem is and leave the door alone.
Oh?
I'll just
Johnny, where
keep an
are
eye
you?
on the door.
Y'all sound kind of fucked.
I'm just keeping.
I'll
Okay.
signal to you, Amy, and say like, you stay. I'll go look.
And
I'll go up and join Gus.
All right. Gus, you're joined by Sylvan.
I'm just gonna point with my bow in one hand and my finger just in my eyes, staring at this thing. and go, "What the fuck is that?"
Sylvan, did you catch the picture of what this thing looks like?
So it's not in a. It's just like
It's
on the
it's not
ground.
in a jar, correct? It's this creature. I can't find a picture of this creature without it being in a jar. But yeah, it looks like that. Just like it's made. It's another creature that just looks like it's made of a bunch of stuff, and it just sort of like it has no legs. It just crawled on two hands and like looked at Shab and just like sort of died and rolled over.
And it looks dead.
I can tell which door it came from.
You know it came from this side because it crawled from this side
Got it.
to your left, map left, as you're looking at it.
Yep. Let's
Can
see.
I try to determine if it's actually dead?
Roll a medicine, and how close are you gonna get to it?
I'm gonna move one tile closer, remaining stealth.
Roll medicine at disadvantage. You two down here, Amy and LaRue. Ezra, is there any involvement here in any of these situations you want to be involved in?
I will let Gus and Sylvan handle whatever is going on over there. I'm gonna get a little closer to Amy and LaRue.
All right. And Shabs, do you mind turning on some
I got
some
you.
music that implies like something exciting is
I got
about to
you.
happen?
I already know exactly what to play.
Arrow, if I got closer, would I be able to roll without disadvantage?
Yes.
And I would
Maybe.
like to say when he gets closer, I'm gonna keep that same prepared action that I had for Amy. If she jumps out, I just shoot it.
If you're gonna be involved in this thing up here, you can't have that action for down there.
No, I'm saying for Sylvan, the same.
Okay.
Prepared
Yes.
action.
You're
If something
essentially
jumps at him.
you're bodyguarding Sylvan. I got you.
Yeah, I'm like covering him in case this thing decides to reanimate while he's doing a medicine check.
Okay.
I'll get within 5 feet and do a medicine check.
Go ahead and roll it.
That is 16.
It looks pretty dead. It looks actually expired.
Okay.
There's a trail. Now that you're up on this side, you can see there's a trail of like blood and sinew that came with it. It just doesn't have legs.
Ugh.
You.
Gus, I lean into you. It's dead. Leave it.
I'm gonna give him like a grimacing face as I see it. All the trail of entrails following. I'm gonna go. God, I hope so.
Let's go join the others.
And I'll go with him. Still covering the door because this thing trailed in from a direction that we came in from, kind of. As far as I know.
You can literally see the trail leading to back beyond here. So like, there's no reason to think it came through the same secret door as you.
I'm gonna go around to the other side of this island in the middle, just to, not like that, like towards the friends, toward like loop underneath and come around and cover the other side, the left side of the party. Yep. Like
gotcha.
And I'll sit in front of Ezra.
All right.
Bo's still pointing the way that we haven't really explored yet.
Okay. LaRue, Amy, how are you tackling this door and magical welcome mat situation?
All right. First thing I'm going to do is pull out the ball of twine I have and carefully lay it a little bit around where I don't want anybody to step, so they have a visual reference. Don't step here.
Okay.
Then I'm going to move back to my side of the door and basically try to push the door open slowly. If it creaks or anything, then I'll just jam it open and rush in.
Should we maybe have unseen servant open it if Ezra still has that?
Well, if it makes noise, I want to be next to it so I can rush through the gap. So that's why I'm gonna do it.
Should we come up with a breaching strategy?
Just follow me in and attack the witch.
What if something explodes or hurts you when you walk in?
Then hopefully I'll survive, and after the explosion, follow me in and attack the witch.
Hey, that's style points right there, Amy. Everyone looks cool walking into an explosion.
Look, I've learned that sometimes you walk through doors and they electrocute you.
Well, this one has...
I hear that. I hear that one, sister.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast the guidance on Amy.
How's this for battle music?
That's good.
I'll follow the leader. So if Amy's doing it, I'm gonna train my bow and get ready to rumble. But stealthily.
But stealthily.
All right. So Amy, what's your breaching plan here? I just want to make sure I got it all correct.
Alright, so I'm gonna try to sneak in by slowly pushing the door all the way open. But if it creaks or makes noise, I just slam it open and make sure not to step on the thing, rush in.
All right. Roll me a straight-up dexterity check for your ability to nimbly open this door, maintaining the stealth roll you already have.
It's only a 10 total.
A 10?
You can use guidance for an extra D4.
Oh, wait. Do you have guidance on you?
I do.
You said it was a straight dex check, though, not a skill check, so I don't know if you can use that
Yes.
D4.
I think you can add it.
That D4 will count for a straight-up ability check.
For ability check, right?
In that case, I got a total of a 13.
A 13 will do you a lot better than the 10.
Nice.
And it is good enough. You lean and get the door open and peek it open, and it just slides open ever so subtly. and we'll reveal what's going on inside. There is, in fact, a wicked-looking witch wearing like a Bane mask and leather armor.
Oh shit, it's Darth Revan, dude.
That's exactly what it is. Standing in the back side of the room, next to five more of the creatures like they saw outside, but these ones are in the jars. Now you were able to... Yes, you were able to open it stealthily. You can see that she's just slowly working on something in the back there. There is also some form of humanoid figure, like tied up and chained back in this corner. Just arms up, chained, head down.
How damaged do they look?
Damaged does the Dragonborn in the corner look?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell from 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, about 50 feet away.
Oh, yeah, I forgot how distance works.
So it's difficult to tell, but you can make out that those are what's inside, and you do have the advantage of stealth currently.
Obvious lacerations or anything I'd be able to make out from that distance, or
From 50 feet?
I mean, like if they're spread open, you know, I figure I would see like red lines that would kind of like.
He's a red Dragonborn.
Oh, then.
The Crimson Drake's leader. Garlon. Probably. If you were to guess, that'd be him. And for what it's worth, for all of you guys, that I assume everybody's pieing the corner when Amy gets it open, so you can have like a purview. You all have Pass Without Trace, so not only are you quiet and stealthy, but Pass Without Trace does literally blend you into your environment in a smoky manner. All right, so along the lines of what I'm assuming, unless anybody disagrees, everybody's getting their peeks into the room and can see that there is a very large, looks beat up, like you wouldn't be able to make out which injuries are what, minus like the spear that's poking out of the side of him that you can see. There's just one like Jesus, like a Jesus spear from when he's on the cross, just like stuck out of his rib.
Oh,
And-
word?
Yep, you can make out that there's 5 alchemical tubes and some figure with a black hood and leathery armor holding some potions and some stuff is working on something.
And she doesn't notice us because we're kind of in this smoke.
That's right. So Amy was able... Everybody is aware that just in front of the door, which Amy has now opened, there's a welcome mat-sized magical something that Amy has told everyone, like, don't step on this entering the room. The door's open. Amy peeked it open. Everyone's able to pie the corner. So everybody can see what's going on in here.
How tall is the room?
You can't really see the ceiling at its peak because of just the angle of the door frame and it going down from where you guys are standing.
It's impossible
But-
to tell if it's the same height as the room we're in right now.
So, well, yeah, because imagine if you're on, like, the first floor, you're looking down into a basement.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so, like, looking out across, you would guess it's at least 15 feet high because these tubes look about 15-ish feet high, but, like, the height of the room is probably centered, and it's just hard to tell.
I'm not gonna be. I'll follow in. I'll be the last one in the room.
I'll lead.
I'll tell you what. Let's make. I'll tell you what. Let's make this easy. Let's everybody roll initiative, and everyone will get to act in the surprise round, and we'll see what happens next.
Word.
How about?
Word.
How about them Raiders?
I rolled a.
Could have been better.
I'll put it in chat.
You don't need to because I do initiative the same time every time, the same way every time.
It's true.
Yeah, no, I'm putting it in chat so I don't forget it when we get to me because it was not very good. Actually, it was okay. It was average.
I rolled really good ones.
That's terrifying.
That's fine. All right, 25 to 20.
23. Always get my natural 20s out of the way in initiative.
Me too. I also got a 23.
Wunderbar.
Hey.
Pop champ.
LaRue has a higher dex, I believe, so I'll just put her first in that order, if that's okay with you.
Mine's, yeah, yours is +4.
Mine's +3.
Oh, same.
Okay, which one of you wants to be first here?
You can go first.
Yeah, thanks. I have a plan.
He's got a
I
plan. She does not. All right.
Never does.
19 to 15.
Gust 17.
Amy 15.
Said Amy 15?
Yes, I did.
All right. Let's go 14 to 10. Anybody? How about 9 to 1?
Ezra with an 8.
There we go. I was looking for you. That should be everybody, correct?
Yarg.
Anybody not get counted? Cool. Galio.
That's me.
That's you. Currently, back in Darvong, your old neighbor, Mr. Withersby, has offered you some tea in the cage and is sipping it with you politely and having a nice conversation.
I will gladly receive the tea.
I just want to make sure that you know that you're technically still alive for all this. No, literally people like little kids have been coming up and just like giving you flowers and like you've got like a whole wreath of flowers. You could wear it like a little crown if you wanted from all the kids that like love and support you. People are offering you tea and like making you
It
biscuits.
sounds like a monument's gonna be built here soon.
That's one way to look at it. But no, things are going swell for you. And anyways, back to the surprise round. First up is going to be Sylvan, followed by LaRue.
All right. So, I'm going to attempt to sneak up as close as I can to the witch.
Now, I need you to roll a d20 and not hit a natural 1.
Okay.
Everybody crossing the threshold just needs to not natural 1 to not step in the part Amy's cordoned off.
Good.
Okay, I got my natural 20 out of the way there too.
That's 2 in a row, brother, on totally mundane stuff. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're in there like swimmer. 5, 10, 15, 20. How close are you getting?
As close as I possibly can. with
To her?
movement. Yeah.
All right, so let's go. You were here, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is probably about as close as you can get with that movement.
I have 45 walking speed.
You have 45 walking speed.
That's what it says on D12. I thought it was 35, but no, it's 45 because mobility.
You've got the mobility feat.
Yeah.
That answers that. Go ahead, and when you cross this threshold, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
You're just looking to beat a 14 here, my friend.
And that's not a natural 20, so I fail that.
You did not beat the 14?
No, I rolled a 5.
A 5. Just as you step across the threshold of where these two vats are, you feel your foot just stick to the ground. As your other foot lands, both your feet are completely stuck to the ground. You can't move. You're able to...
That worked for me.
What's that?
That works for me. I don't care.
I'm
in
glad.
rain.
But yeah, both your feet stuck completely to the ground. They haven't noticed you. You did it very stealthily. I gave you credit for being able to just... When you stop moving, so you're just currently stuck, not moving right there, but your speed will be stopped there, unfortunately.
Okay, then I'm gonna bear trap in hand. I'm going to throw it that last... I'm gonna lob it over. I'm gonna try and latch it onto her arm.
Under her arm?
Yes.
Okay, you're basically going to be making a ranged attack without your proficiency bonus here for this.
Okay. Would that be a strength modifier?
That is dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay. Is there a way I could make it strength?
No.
All right.
Nah.
Copy that.
Because this is to literally throw something and get it on somebody's arm, as opposed to...
Come on. Come on.
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
No, that's a 5.
No.
That's
Two
a
nat
5.
20s and then 2 5s. I hate my life.
So you stuck. You throw your like what are they called in Mario? The big fucking ball dog things that are on the chains.
The chain chomp.
Chompies?
Chain chomper.
chomper.
You throw
Chompies.
you throw your chain chomper out there and it like snap 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 and she from whatever she's doing with the tube turns and sees you, looks at your feet stuck on the ground and gets this grim smile.
I hate that.
All right.
Well, that's annoying.
That will end your turn, sir.
Yeah.
LaRue.
I'm gonna reel it back in and grab it again.
That was my question, is are you going to leave it on the ground or reel?
Yeah, I don't think it'll do me much good on the ground.
Are you sure?
I mean, if it's between her and me, I'll leave it. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it there.
It literally is right here. In the space
Can I?
to the right of her and in front of this horror.
I guess yeah, I'll leave it there then.
You're going to leave it?
No, I'm reeling it in. Nope, reeling it in.
Okay, that's your final
Yeah,
answer.
my
There we
final
go.
answer.
You're reeling it in. Okay, that is all your actions, so let's go to LaRue. What you got?
I'd like to sneak through the threshold.
Roll a
and
d20,
shoot-
don't get a 1.
And shoot her.
And shoot her.
Did you roll your d20?
I got an 18.
As long as
So
it wasn't a 1.
1.
Yes. This trap, presumed trap, was never disarmed nor identified, which is why this mechanic is taking place. Go ahead and shoot her. You are coming out of stealth. You'll have sneak attack bonus as well as the extra d6. Provided that you hit.
Yeah, that's the... I am gonna use a luck point.
Okay.
I don't think 12 hits.
What did you roll? A 12 total? On the first one?
Yeah, so I'm gonna use the...
Yeah, go ahead and use the luck.
13.
13 will also unfortunately miss.
Yep.
Yep.
It's fine.
All right. As LaRue steps out, perfect sneak attack shot. She's preoccupied with this bear trap, giving Sylvan a strange look, and phew, an arrow just comes flying straight over Sylvan's head, straight over her head as well, and sticks, and she gives a surprised look to the door and sees you.
Hide.
It's still surprise round, so we'll skip enemies to Gust.
Gus is going to come into the door. I rolled an 8 for the d20 check on the trap.
As long as it wasn't a 1.
Yep, just letting you know it's an 8. And I'm going to come to where you put me originally. And one more down. Right there, that way everybody can get in. How tall is this kind of crate here that's in front of me?
That is
that waist high?
That's a low sitting stool. And you're
Okay.
on like the upper part of
yeah,
the stairs
I'm
here,
on it,
so
yeah.
that's not at all
I'm gonna-
in your way, but also not providing any cover.
Right. I'm gonna try to I'm just gonna keep a low profile, low ready, and can I just withhold? Can I hold my action?
For what? Because remember, holding an action is trigger equals event.
Right. If this Darth Revan character attacks any party member before my next turn, I would like to attack her.
All right, and keep in mind this is burning your reaction to do so.
Yep.
All right, you've got that held action. I believe that brings us to Amy.
Actually, can I change it real quick? Can I slight change on it?
Sure.
If someone else attacks her, not if she attacks. Slight change. If somebody else straight up hits her, I'll
Okay.
attack.
All right.
That's the small change. I'm good. That's my turn.
Okay. Amy.
All right. Let me make sure I don't step on what I told everyone else not to step on. I'm good. I move about 25, just straight down, about 25, right there. Now, I got a 30-foot detect magic range. Does it look like the floor is magic? And I'm assuming that those things around her and the sides are magic.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Just the things or the floor itself?
This whole piece of the floor.
I got it. I am going to throw I wiggle my hand around the magic art circle in the air like anime goes around my fist as I'm gonna scorching ray fire 3 blasts at the witch as
All
my
right.
action.
Go ahead and roll 3 attacks.
Yeah, so it looks like I've got a 17, a 14, and a 10.
All but the 10 hit.
Right, 2 hits. And one of them gets an extra D8 damage. That's 4. Hold on, coming. Alright, that's 16 damage. Fire, if it matters.
Okay.
And with my bonus action, I am going to use my force cannon to shoot the druid. Can I detune the dice on that? I want to push them out of the thing because it'll push people I hit. So can I detune the damage, or does it have to be full damage?
You can try.
All right, I'm gonna try to switch it down to 1d6, 1d8 instead of 2, and let's see if I hit them. That's a 14. I don't know if
Now,
from behind. Not expecting
this. Well, this is good because keep in mind of how AC works. AC doesn't mean like the whiff or hit abilities. So actually the 14 is better here because you're not going to cause him any damage, but are able to provide a concussive blast to his back. Unfortunately, all that does is his feet are completely stuck and he takes the blast, like bows all the way in and trampolines back up. His feet stayed completely stuck to the ground.
Well, okay, at least we found out something about that.
Wacky waveable inflatable arm too.
Inflatable arm too.
And that's the end of my turn.
All right. We are still in surprise round. Ezra.
He didn't attack her. He attacked Sylvan to try
to
get him
attack
out of
Sylvan,
this.
correct.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna run through the door and jump over the trap.
All right. Roll a d20. Just don't roll a 1.
Aim before 1.
I rolled a 1.
No, you did.
Did you?
No, you did.
Did you?
No, you did.
I rolled a 1.
No.
I mean, we had like a 33% chance of someone rolling a 1.
I'm clipping that.
I definitely rolled a fucking 1. Oh.
This side of the room and this side of the room. A big noxious cloud of gas expands from where his foot stepped as the trigger plate hits, and the walls start just flowing this ugly yellow gas in. I need you 3 all to roll another Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw, you said? Sorry, I was clipping that.
Yes, it is a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
Sounds like you really screwed the pooch on that one.
I'm sorry. I fight for my friends.
I fight for my friends. I did not. Sorry, my Constitution saving was an 18.
From a 9 to an 8.
All right. Who's above 15 here?
Oh no.
Gust.
Gus is above. That's half damage when I give you the damage.
Sure.
LaRue?
I rolled a 9, so I used a luck point, and then I rolled an 8.
Wow. Ezra?
I think I rolled a 9 or an 8.
All right. So full damage for you guys. That's 6, 7 plus 8 is 15 points of... This is poison damage. Yes, poison damage. Half.
How much damage was it?
That was 15.
Oh god.
Halved for Gus. Remember, it goes in the player's favor, so 7 on your end. As this part of the room is just getting just yellow, noxious gas coming out of the pipes in front of you.
Is that where you mark the green?
That's the yellow markings, correct?
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yep, I see it.
Yep.
Is that gas damage from taking inhalation?
It's poison damage.
From taking... Oh, it's poison. Got it.
I walked away for a moment. Did someone manage to roll a 1? And
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah,
I clipped it, Dave, if you want to see it. I dropped it in general.
I rolled a 1.
All right.
So does that just is that my turn right there?
Yes, you're currently just coughing and choking. It feels like your lungs are exploding. And all of you, even Gus, who made the save, have the sense it's probably not a great idea to stay here very much longer.
Oh, we're choking from poison?
Yes.
I wouldn't take that. Oh, I guess I'm gonna hold my breath.
Ha!
Yeah. So Gus, for you specifically, remember how it felt when we were in the CS chamber?
Yeah.
How you could feel it on your skin and you knew you didn't want to breathe it in?
Right.
That made save is like the actual physical poison is all over you and it hurts, but not nearly as much as these two who are breathing it in.
Gotcha. So it's burning my skin and my insides if I were to breathe it.
Yes.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
All right. So anyways, Galio.
That's me.
Mr. Withersby is just telling you the most delightful story about the snowflower he found.
Oh yeah.
It was the prettiest snowflower he's ever
delighted.
seen. He swears. Fuck, the Freljord in June is the place for blossoming snowflowers.
Oh, I believe it.
All right, and and back to the action.
I love the little break back to the prison cell having a tea party. I love that. That's great.
Oh, you know what? I can actually.
Yeah, what does this man look like? What does Galio's friend here look like?
Oh, don't ask me that. You know I don't have just a random old man character ready for that.
Oh man.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
All right.
That's just not something I have immediately prepared at the moment. I'm not going to deal with that. So, that was end of the surprise round. Sylvan and LaRue are still at the top of the regular round. However, LaRue is choking on gas, and Sylvan is currently stuck to the ground. So, Sylvan, you're up first.
I'm gonna throw my bear trap again.
At her?
At her.
All right.
Oh my god! 7!
7. Again, and this time, so she's watching, like, all the gas is going off, and she really is not sure whether this is a good thing or not. Like, she feels outnumbered, but also 2 of her traps have worked so far.
I feel like last session I didn't roll above a 6 either. I just broke it with 7, but...
Who's stealth here?
No one anymore.
Okay.
LaRue. Oh, sorry, was that not your turn?
These jars all have live things in them.
Yes.
I'm not liking the sound of that. But yeah, I'll end my turn there.
All right. LaRue.
Bonus action hid, but it doesn't matter because I want to get out of the gas cloud.
Yep, you're going to want to do that and then try to hide, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hid at the end of my turn, but I mean, yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to try to shoot her again.
All right.
Am I coming out of stealth because I did say bonus action hide at the last round, or did I lose my stealth?
If you did it last round, you need to do it again this round because you literally just coughed up half of your lungs into poison.
Cheers.
Which is not very sneaky. You're also covered in yellow, gross smoke.
So with this attack, I will not get sneak attack.
I'm telling you that you should say bonus action hide.
Okay, bonus action hide.
There you go. Your bonus action's gone. You're hiding. Attack. And you'll be coming out of stealth.
That is a nat 20.
There we go.
Hey, Lamau.
So,
So everything that's rolled on the dice is doubled on this critical hit.
Let's go, LaRue.
Okay, so...
And that would trigger my attack as well.
So instead of 3d6, I roll 66?
Yeah.
Yes. And, Shabs, fortunately you are correct. Because your next turn has not come up yet, you still have your reaction for this round.
Great job, LaRue. You pumped me up.
And then do I also, so with this specific bow, I know I get an extra d6 coming out of hiding.
All
Does
dice that are
count
rolled
for
are
this one?
doubled.
Okay, so 2 more d6. This is fun for me. Okay, well those were 2 ones. That is going to be a total of 28 damage.
28
piercing.
points of piercing. And
Wow, that's a lot for me.
That is good. That's great stuff. What was the total there?
28.
28.
It was 12,
plus
14,
16
and
is
2.
38, 44 points from the two
a
of
lot
you.
for me, guys.
That's huge, in fact. Shabs, I believe you have 1 attack roll as well here.
I have double attack because I'm 5th level. Would I not?
I
have
do
both?
not believe on the... No, yeah, you'll... I hate how 5e is written, but rules is written, you would technically have both because you just... Things with multi-attack, just multi-attack.
Alright, so I'm going to roll both attacks here. Does a 14 and a 29 hit?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Walk me through how you got a 29.
I rolled a 19.
You rolled 19? Okay, you just need to do...
Well, I guess technically it would be a 16 and a 31. I have a plus 12 modifier to hit.
You do not have a plus 12 modifier, brother.
My guy, I can break it down for you if you'd like.
Sure, man. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Actually, let's hop up to another channel real quick. Actually,
yeah.
It doesn't matter. Let's just do it right here. Cool.
Okay, so I have a plus 8 with my longbow hit modifier. Right.
I'm pulling up your character sheet real quick as well.
Yep. I'll just tell you while you're pulling it up too. So plus 8, and then I have what's it called? That gives me plus 2. Where is it? Archery, fighting style archery gives me plus 2, bringing it 10, and then the modifier on my bow that Amy assisted me with gives me a plus 2 to hit, which brings it to 12.
You don't have a plus. There's okay. Hang on.
You read my notes?
I'm gonna help you out here, man.
Yep.
I got yous.
I was gonna sharpshooter, but I forgot to say it, so it doesn't matter.
All right. So, the bow itself was a plus 1 longbow. Your plus to hit from the bow itself is plus 1. Plus 3 proficiency is 4 total. Plus 3 from dex is 7 total. So the bow itself. Why do you have a regular longbow attached instead of a longbow plus 1?
Because I never got a plus 1, so I've been manually adding everything.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna make it extra easy for right now. Longbow.
Is the 2 from archery added in already? Is that what I'm missing?
Yes.
Out here? Okay, so it's a plus 10. All right.
Yes.
You're right. You're right.
I hate to do it. I hate to do it like that, but yes, everything is calculated when you look at it. The problem is for you, it still looked low because you don't have a longbow plus 1 added. So the way it should work here is your dex is plus 3, plus proficiency is plus 6 total. All right. Your longbow
plus archery plus 2
is plus 1, making 7. Plus 2 from archery is a total of plus 9.
And then I have plus 2. Well, you just did. All right. So I lost a plus 1 when Amy made it a better bow. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, the bow that Amy made added damage, did not add more to hit. It remained a plus 1 longbow with fire damage on the end.
Go to my notes and scroll down past other and note the Queen's Flame on bow. I wrote it down as you told me.
Yo, you are not talking.
Change it.
You're not. No, hang on. Because You're talking about the little gem that Amy added, not the fire damage. Right? The Queen's Flame was the gem that we added that acts like a little sniper scope.
Right, it wasn't a gem. It was a floating flame above my focus sight.
Yes,
right.
yes. So I remember what you're talking about now. I need to look at your notes.
Is that not a +2? If it is, if it's not, let me know and I'll fix it. I don't want to be rolling wrong.
The +2 should mean like the bow itself is doing +2 because it's +1 longbow with a +1 from the Queen's Flame.
Okay, so it's a +1.
Yeah,
so let's fix my bow to be a +1.
It should be
and I'll fix this to be a +1.
Overall, it should just be like your to hit here should be +10 on longbow every time, unless you're doing the thing that gives you less to hit for more damage.
So I'll add that right here. I'm going to say +1 to hit plus Amy's modification. Side note, Amy's modification +1 longbow plus D6 of damage. So it is a +2, not a +3.
Yeah, the longbow, because the Queen's Flame is on, is treated as a +2.
Got it.
Yep.
Noted.
Yep.
And fixed.
Cool.
Excellent. We're on the same page.
All right.
So both hit.
Yes. The bottom line with all this is all those hit. When you said +12, I was concerned, but I see that we were just adding a +2 in a weird place, and it should be it should be +10 every time you're doing that, unless you're doing the thing. Cool.
Good. All right. Now we roll the damage, and I have Colossal Slayer because LaRue did hit.
Correct, as well as somebody else.
Right.
I want to go on record for everybody else in the party. I experimented with Amy adding stuff to people's weapons and stuff like that. I've done extra damage calculations specifically with Shab's stuff, and his bow is literally game-breaking broken currently because of the extra D8's damage that we let put on. So, like, it's going to be a while before damage evens out from the rest of the party unless Amy starts adding a lot of stuff to a lot of other people's stuff. For anybody else that's been curious.
First attack hits for 15.
Okay.
And the second attack...
Yeah, while he's rolling that, I can explain. Basically, at level 5, Gust and LaRue, the way they're built, should be doing roughly the exact same amounts of damage on big hits, right? And so what happened was, the bow that I had, that I said, and this is for everybody, this is interesting as well, because this is a mistake I actually made as a DM, was when I gave him the bow that did flame damage, originally, I wrote it so 1/10 of the time, he would do an extra D8 of fire damage. Which to me wasn't unfair or anything else like that. It didn't make sense. When Amy started messing with everybody's items, one of the things that got brought up was, well, can I make it do its fire damage every time? I was like, yeah, no worries. And that still wasn't sort of game-breaking.
We said with the stipulation that it's now a D6.
Yes.
That's what we said.
Yes. And so when we hit level 5, and you got now 2 attacks, yes, that means that you'll have a minimum of 2, but a maximum of +12 damage that wouldn't normally be there every time. So I'm personally working on evening out people's stuff, and I'm going to be letting Amy do a lot more modifications to everybody else's things, because I want people to be able to catch up with the damage Gus is putting out, because I accidentally broke the bow letting modifications happen.
And it's also not like something that's going to get too much stronger in time. Like, it would have to be something serious that would take a lot of time and gold to make it better. Like, this is something...
Yeah, I wanted to acknowledge that for everybody. For anybody that did have questions on why his damage seems so high, I basically added basically a plus median average of like 6-7, maximum plus 12 on everything he does, because I just wasn't thinking about like game breaking statistics. You know, which was my bad, but
like when we hit 5th level.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that anybody else is doing low damage and he's just like playing better. That was just a mistake that I made.
That will also even itself out as we level up too. It's not gonna.
Yep. So
as the party gets stronger.
I think everybody's cool that's moving forward from here, right?
Yep. That was my turn. Both attacks in 15.
Yep. That was a lot of dice rolling. When Karina...
And explanation.
Yep. So my apologies to everybody for a lot of dice rolling. That is enough to take her down, but as we all know in a... not as we all know, but in a Taliban-like fashion. So I should first ask, how do you want to do this?
Oh, I'm going to say... Just keep it easy. Pull a picture of her face up again. She got the mask on.
Yes.
But I like that mask.
She's got a lot of potions. Like she's currently holding one.
Yeah, I'm going to one arrow. I like to think that I shot both arrows at the same time, like in a skill shot, right? And just released them into her. And one plucked into her left shoulder, and one plucked into her right shoulder, and she pinned against the table behind her, like in a seated position, still holding that potion.
Perfect. The fire lights her clothes, and as she falls, she pulls down the rest of her mask and looks up with a big ugly smile and says, "You dumb idiots." Lets her head roll back. The fire makes it down her clothing onto the potions all at her Batman-style tool belt.
Oh,
and
no.
all of them are going to explode.
Oh, no. Does it hurt? Does it hurt anyone that's close to her? What's the range on that?
It's 20 feet radius, so 5, 10, 15, 20. The only two it'll affect are Sylvan and Amy.
What's the pog next to Amy?
That's the arcane cannon.
Oh, the arcane cannon. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
It does miss Garlon, which is fortunate, and just barely misses LaRue. But there is a ginormous explosion, and I will add, these are 3 like potion bottles she was supposed to throw as grenades. So
she became human napalm, pretty much.
Yes, she became human napalm. So
that's no good.
Dexterity checks from Amy and from Sylvan. Sylvan, you'll be at disadvantage because it's hard to dodge stuff when your feet are glued to the floor.
That's fair. Dex save. I don't have proficiency in that. What? 14.
14 will make.
21 for me.
21 will make. It'll be half damage for both of you. I have to count a lot of dice here.
Die.
8 plus 6 is 14, plus 5 is 19, plus 9 is 28.
Oh my god.
Plus 7, yeah, you guys are lucky that you made it, is 35, plus 2 is 37, halved to 15, plus 4 is 19 points of fire damage.
It's like 3 of her turns exploding.
What's that?
37 would have killed me.
Yes.
Well, knock you down.
Yo, the DC was 14, Sylvan.
Oh my god. You said 19 damage?
19.
Copy.
There's a fortunate side to this, because none of these fellas were making any saves while they were still in their vats, and she crisps all 5 of the horrors that would have been attacking you next. Like, all of them, like, just shoot up in flame. So Gus did some good here, too, and crisped all of them when she human napalmed, and there's this ugly, like, scream from all of them as they're, you know what shrimp sound like when you boil them?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like that, but way uglier and more guttural, and they're just screaming
just
and
searing in their vats.
Yeah, just boiling alive inside of these vats. All the glass breaks from the temperature, and they all just fall down dead in front of you.
Is it a flash fire, or is there residual flame on the ground still?
There's a little bit of like
Can I safely run in?
I would assume you're running in because you were doing the rest of that stuff anyways. I need to get rid of this.
I'm gonna straight up drop my bow and run over to Sylvan.
We are still in initiative, my friend.
Oh, are we?
Yes.
Okay.
Because looking at that was LaRue's turn. I'm just gonna work my way through this here. That was LaRue's turn with your held action. Next would have been Karina, Har, Gust. It is your turn, my friend. I just wanted to make sure.
All right. There's what else is there to attack here?
There's nothing else to attack here. I'm just keeping action economy moving.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna sort of cast levitate and pull Sylvan if I can out of that.
Sylvan just
out of the.
His feet are stuck.
I can't even get him with a levitate.
No.
300 pounds of force can't get him out of it.
That is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Amy already blasted him with a cannon that didn't move his feet either, my friend.
Okay.
Can I say something while he's trying to levitate him?
Yes.
My character, even though it's not my turn.
Sure. But it'll be your reaction.
All right. My first question is, Sylvan right now is in elf form, right?
Yes.
Dude, kick your boots off. I assume the boots are stuck, not your feet.
Pull him out.
You know
I'm
what?
comfortable.
Along that line, Gus, if you want to levitate Sylvan out of his boots,
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
go ahead and attempt to levitate Sylvan out of his boots. Sylvan, you're allowed to accept with levitate. You're allowed to accept the levitate, assuming Gus has done those levitating stuff. And Gus, remember that the levitate's a once per day thing.
Yeah, it's once per long rest, not once per day.
Correct.
So I've used it now.
Yep.
He's 20 feet from me.
Sylvan, are you going to attempt to resist this levitate, or are you going to let yourself fly out of your boots?
Do I see that it's Gus doing?
No, you're faced the other way. You can either assume,
or
Gus can yell, "This is me," which I don't know.
No, I'll accept it.
Would that be flavor, or would that be my bonus action?
That would be flavor.
I'm gonna yell, Sylvan! And I'm gonna pull, like, I see the fire going on, I'm just screaming at him, and I'm gonna yell Sylvan as I levitate him to me.
Alright.
Alright, and as my face turns around to you, you just see that there's no eyebrows.
Just, your manzanito bark is burnt.
Is the caterpillar okay?
I was actually gonna ask, but I was afraid to, because he was on the inside of my clothing at this point. Is the caterpillar okay? Because I'm immediately gonna check.
Roll a dexterity save for the caterpillar.
For the caterpillar?
Yeah.
I love this, by the way. Can I just say I love this, by the way?
Great.
Hey, I may not need it anymore, but my arcane cannon, are you ruling that it worked like a familiar?
I got you, Luis.
I saved and it took no damage, or did it take half damage and get popped?
Does it have hit points?
Yes, it has hit points and an AC.
Oh, okay. What's its well, it's treated like an inanimate object then, right?
Well, because it can move around on its own, it can be attacked and damaged on its own. Hold on a second, I'll find
I just need to know if it stays with your rolls or if it has its own saves.
Yeah, I'm checking.
My caterpillar rolled a 6.
Rolled a
Is there
6.
a way I can take the damage for the caterpillar?
You're at
Can
0
I
though,
shield
aren't
the
you?
caterpillar with my body?
You know what, Sylvan? I'm gonna assume that you did your fucking damnedest to keep this caterpillar alive. So that caterpillar's doing fine, although it is concerned with how hot it just got.
Alright, well, it's gonna crawl up and replace my eyebrows.
Both of them? Is that big?
One of them. Left
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Oh
Left
my
eyebrow
God.
caterpillar.
I'm in the market for another.
Are we still in initiative order? or
There's
can I,
one more turn, and then we'll break out of initiative
Well,
order.
it's still. I have a bonus action still, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to menace. He didn't get knocked down there, did he?
No one got knocked down.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna hold him in my arms and be like I got you, buddy. Kind of like brushing the fire that's still in his hair,
Like
and
patting it out.
patting out the bark that's obviously singed and still that's like starting to look like coal. And I'm gonna be like, I got you, buddy.
All right. The last turn of initiative order. Hang on. The last turn of initiative order. Galio.
That's me again.
Yes. There's a little girl in Darvong in the Freylord. Her name is Sally Sword Swallower.
Of course it is.
Oh.
Why would no relation?
The daughter of Samantha Sword Swallower and Samuel Sword Swallower. They're a family of sword swallowers, and she is trying to teach you how to swallow swords. She actually only can do like a dirk. She's adamant that her father can swallow a whole bastard sword, but she's just like showing you like the magic trick, like swallowing the swords, and Mr. Withersby is like, very impressive. Yes, okay, and he hands her a flower, and they're just so happy.
Do I have anything on me, weapon-wise?
No, you've been stripped of everything. You're wearing cloth and a ferret.
I'm just gonna give her a fairly nod.
All right, and she is a kid, so she still takes that as high praise. That'll bring us out of initiative order. Ezra, I'm going to assume you're getting the heck out of the billowing smoke.
I would absolutely just love to just charge out of the smoke.
All right. That's eventually going to dissipate. It goes for about a minute, but
Cool. I want to throw out a couple heals if I can.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna cast second level cure wounds on myself.
Yeah, just dole them out. Roll them. Tell them what people are getting. All good.
All right, so I just 9 for myself, and then I'm gonna throw out a bonus action healing word on LaRue because she was in that explosion too. And that one's gonna go for a first level for 7, so 7 health to LaRue.
Yeah.
And then I think who else got blasted? I think Sylvan got burnt up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Sylvan another second level cure wounds for a grand total of 13.
Thank you, brother.
And that should be good.
I'll cast 2 on myself. Cure wounds. Ooh, good roll. 15, 19.
Amy, side question for you. Spells that do not affect constructs, do they not affect you, healing-wise?
I don't, because I have living biomass and actual internal organ parts, normal healing affects me.
Cool. Good to know.
And a soul. And a soul.
Which we learned.
And a soul.
Don't discredit that. That's huge.
I'm really stuck on the shrimp thing, you guys. They
Yeah, that was
scream?
rough. Yeah, they let out like a really eerie screech.
Crabs do it too.
Air escaping
Crabs do it too,
through
and
their,
lobsters.
like small holes in their shell, and it creates like a steam whistle that sounds like a scream.
Oh my god.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
terrifying.
actually nightmarish
Yeah.
if you think about it.
It's not cool.
All right.
But man, if shrimp didn't taste so good, I'd feel a lot worse about it.
I'd never heard a shrimp cry, so.
It is torture, but they're not actually screaming. So
Each of
They
these,
pretty much die
they are incapable.
each of these imperfect specimens, now that they're down and laid on the ground, start emitting these like noxious fumes that you're, even from a distance, you're glad that you're not next to it when it happens.
It might. Oh, I gotta make a concentration check to see if I lost my detect magic. What was the damage was? How much
19.
damage was half? 19. So,
19.
So I gotta hit it. It's 10 or half damage, or 10 or damage you took. Any
10 or
one
half.
number? All right, so it'd be 10 either way, half a 19.
Yep.
I'm good. My detect magic is still up, so I'll check around. I'm not gonna walk into the part where the magic glue is unless I see it go away. Make sure there's no and then check our person chained to the wall and see how they're doing.
They are totally unconscious. Looks like lost a lot of blood. For a red scaled creature, it looks pale, but breathing.
Hey, so this guy's is a good guy, right, guys?
Yeah. Do you have any spell slots left? Can you cast a cure spell on him? Or you
Oh yeah, I do.
All right. I don't want to. If he can walk out instead of us carrying him, that would be great. So, would you mind?
Yeah.
I
First,
have some berries if you don't want to use a spell slot.
Well, right
can
now.
an unconscious person eat a berry?
You actually, I do roll that you can force feed people stuff that are unconscious.
Do one of these.
Yeah, literally like.
Hey, if it's gonna save a spell slot, I'm not opposed.
Yeah, I have 3 good berries left, so.
Yeah, shove it down his
Don't
throat.
those only last 24 hours?
Yep.
Is he shackled to the wall or something?
Yes, wrists.
All right, I know how to
Pick-
pick locks. Is it a
just
lock
kidding.
or is it like bolted shut?
No, they're regular clasps.
Can I help?
Well, my roll was only a 13, so I might need your help.
Oh, sorry.
All right, Lou, roll thieves tools
Eric.
as well.
That's a dexterity check.
That's thieves
Yeah.
tools. So it's dexterity plus proficiency for you.
See?
Ezra, to your left, they're literally like right next to this thing where you're checking this guy out and doing whatever, there literally is a big switch that says Glooper 5000 and it's switched to on.
Hey guys. What do you guys fancy this glooper thing does? You think it's possibly related to the gloop on the floor?
What the fuck is gloop?
I'm gonna walk up to the switch and pull it.
All right,
Off.
Amy.
Oh.
As you're doing that, the faint purple glow from the holy cow, from the detect magic has dissipated.
All right, I tell everybody. All right, that turned off the
gloop
effect. That Sylvan can get his boots back, and I don't know if anything survived the explosion, but someone can go rifle her body. And actually, I'm close enough to see if there's any active magic on her.
No, and she's been pretty burned up.
True.
Well,
True.
with LaRue's help, did we manage to get the guy unchained from the wall?
Yes.
Then we feed him some berries with my medicine skill or something, and does he look like he's been modified or just tortured?
Tortured, yes. Modified, no, except one of his horns is gone.
Alright.
He's interesting. Now that you're up close, he's interesting because he doesn't look like a full Dragonborn. He looks like what you would just consider like a mix half and half of red tiefling and a dark red Dragonborn. He's got a very interesting shape. He looks like a very small, slender Dragonborn with two long horns and a long tiefling tail.
One longhorn.
One now, correct.
Have we seen that horn anywhere else on something that we killed?
Not that comes to mind necessarily. If it was on one of these, it'd be hard to tell now because they're burnt to crap.
We have plenty of hippo tusks we could probably fashion.
Yeah, we really do still. That's gonna be an issue we will never have to worry about for a long time.
Galio, Sally Swordswaller wants to know if you want to try swallowing her dagger.
Oh.
Is that an innuendo? She's a child, Galio.
Literally not an innuendo.
I'll give it a shot to try to impress her.
As she goes to hand you the dirk, old man was like, nope, no weapons. He's a prisoner. And she goes, a prisbader? And he's like, that's right. He did something very bad and he's in trouble. That's why he's in this small cage. And she looks at it like she just now realized you're in a cage. She's like, oh. Bad dragon man. And he's like, no, he's just misunderstood. See, he likes flowers. And he points to all the flowers that you've been collecting. Anyways, back in Karina's lab.
I'll take to that.
The tiefling dragon, take him over, sit him on the bench while he see if he recovers his senses enough to walk out under his own power. And then search the room carefully, i.e. looking for secret things under in furniture and stuff with investigation to see and take anything of value we can find in here.
The most value you see is actually you, Gus, and Sylvan are next to this table, and it's got like 6 different vials of different colors on it, and they all look like the kind of stuff that does stuff. They're not just there for show. There is also a chest, like a Foot Locker-sized chest, at the foot of Karina's bed.
Ooh, I want to look at the chest, but also see if there's traps on it.
All right, go ahead and roll perception.
Vials are someone else's business. I'm just gonna go over to the prisoner and start feeding good berries.
All right.
Give you 5 gold if you drink one.
Generally take care of it.
14.
14. It doesn't look trapped.
I'm gonna try to open it.
Do it. And find me some rum, because I'm thirsty.
No, it actually is not trapped and is not locked. When you open it, inside is just all of her notes on creating what she calls the perfect specimen. And it's just a bunch of scrawled, like, it looked like if you took like several research papers and just did big X's across all of them and wrote imperfect in blood across each of them.
I'm guessing
would
that's
like
the vials we're
to
looking at.
keep these. I'll probably show them to Amy, but I'd also just like to really just aggressively like padly grade it, be like, this is bad, like, oh, this is awful, like this her sample size, this N+1 bullshit. Ah, you really thought that this was a good method? Not sterile, just I'm not publishing this.
All right. Sylvan. Gorlon is, after feeding him some berries and doing that, he opens his eyes and looks at you. Does not recognize you. Nothing. He just says, bitch stole my horn.
Would you like a tusk?
What? What?
Just eat your berries.
He's like, he just like slumps against the wall. He's like, fucking tusk. What? Just delirious. Like eating the berries super slowly, coming to a little bit more, but just like super confused and sluggish.
I'm just petting him. They're there.
He's like,
Shush.
Mom,
It's gonna be okay.
Mom, I'm
I'm
a
not
Crimson
your mom.
Drake now.
I'm not
You
your
can't
mom,
baby
but
me.
You can call me mom. It's okay.
He's all right. Fuck.
One eyebrow and it's a caterpillar.
Can I do something?
What's up?
I wanted to check this desk. I'm kind of nearby here.
That I already described what's on that desk, my friend.
Oh, I must have missed that.
No, that was what I said. You, Sylvan, and Ezra are next to this desk, but it's got like 6 crazy-looking alchemical potions on it, or something along that line.
Yeah, can I grab those potions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to grab all 6 of the potions.
Drink
Cool.
it, drink it, drink it.
They're all different shades of red.
All right, noted. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're gonna explode. Did
I know that
see
you
what
write good
color-
notes. I know that you write good notes, and I need you to write this specifically, my friend.
Yep.
3 of them are short and fat. 1 of them is tall and skinny. And 2 of them look like blood.
What
Got it.
was on her? I wasn't looking. The answer's probably no. Like, what kind of did we know what she was holding? What it looked like that exploded, or there were probably a lot of them, so it's hard to tell.
That was like literally there was stuff on her belt, and that's what exploded. But
Yeah.
3 short, fat, 1 tall, skinny, 2 look like blood.
Got it. It's good. It's good.
And 1 of them, the one that looks like blood, has
2
a
that look like blood.
yes, but 1 of the ones that looks like blood
Okay.
has a horn in it.
Got it. Can I identify what kind of horn?
It looks like something that a half tiefling, half dragonborn would have. I
Got it.
guess.
Got it.
Not too nice, not too cozy, not too expensive. A regular horn.
Nothing. Just a regular shrub. Nothing too fancy. I got it. Don't worry. I'm taking notes, but I can catch a Monty Python reference.
Yeah.
Is the blanket on the bed of decent quality, or is it all gross?
Oh no, she lives in a pigsty. It's gross down here.
Alright, I'm
Welcome to the
Shit.
pig.
I feel personally attacked right now.
Yeah, me too.
I also.
I'll
Alright.
drink to that.
We got one more room to look in, and this time everybody be careful not to step on the thing in case the trap has more gas.
It's gone.
Sorry.
I'm gonna jump
It's-
on Amy's
Once
back.
once it stops smoking, Amy, you can see it. It's got nothing on it.
Alright, I grab my twine back, and while I still got a couple minutes left on Detect Magic, I go over to the other room.
Did anybody search Karina?
You said that there was nothing worth searching on here. It's chart.
Because she was a burnt chicken
Yeah,
nugget.
you said she was
No,
burnt.
no. LaRue asked, could we tell what types of potions exploded on her? And I was like, no, they exploded.
Because I wanted her mask. I would have searched her after killing her. I wanted her mask.
That's what I was looking for. Okay. Her mask isn't like
It looked sick as shit, though.
it's not magical.
That's fine.
It is exactly what it looks like. It's got these 2 long tubes and a breathing facilitator on it.
Okay.
You can.
Is there a breastplate?
It's intact. The breastplate was not even a quality breastplate. It actually melted a little bit with the fire, implying that it wasn't very good. Maybe why her AC was 14. Maybe it was just brittle metal. But that thing is like your arrow went through it, which implies it probably wasn't a great breastplate to be wearing.
And then her waistband, anything besides the potions?
Yes, there is in fact a pretty cool looking dagger with a sheath on our waistband.
Okay. I'm gonna pocket the sheath. I'm gonna bring the mask over to Amy. I'm gonna say, "Think we got any use for this, Amy?" It looks like it might contain, just prevent you from breathing in gas.
Yeah, but it might be a good base to make something magical out of someday. So
I'll shrug and I'll toss it to her.
All right. Did you take the dagger or just the sheath?
I took the dagger. I assumed it was in a sheath.
Yeah.
Yeah, I snagged that and I pocketed it.
Yeah, it was just a question of verbiage.
What did it look like?
Long. If a dagger has ever looked like a boomerang, this is it. It's definitely curved, almost.
Oh, that's not a knife. That's a knife.
It's a knife.
Okay.
But yeah, it's almost like kukri curved, but it's regular dagger sized. It looks like it's meant to be thrown.
Oh.
Can I tell what kind of material it's made of?
Metal.
Are you examining this dagger out in public view?
Yeah, I'll brandish it as I check it out.
The nice looking dagger you got there, buddy.
Be a shame if something happened to
It'd
it.
be a shame if I wasn't the one throwing it.
What color is it?
Don't worry, I'm pulling up a picture for you guys.
Is it pretty?
It is pretty.
Is it shiny?
Shiny.
Sorry. Here we go.
I'm just writing down the notes before I look.
How dare you?
I'm gonna pull it up on
what was her name?
I'm gonna pull it up on my screen share. Karina.
Spell it for me.
Karina.
Gotcha. That's how I was gonna spell it.
Yep. The dagger looks like this, not minus those two little ones next to it. But it looks like this, big kukri like boomerang shaped dagger.
If we had a little one, we could give it to Petit Loru.
Oh.
Can you
I'll
imagine
make
her with a
her-
little knife?
She does have a little sword, doesn't she?
Amy, did you just say
She
that
has
you'll
a-
make
she
a
has a
knife for
rapier.
Petit Loru?
Yes, I did.
Oh my
won't
god.
take long, but
I can't wait to recreate Pet Cemetery, and Petit Leroux is gonna slice someone's Achilles tendon when they're not looking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm actually terrified of when is the stopping point on like LaRue just running off with this psychotic breakdown of this narcissistic miniature of herself.
Very talented.
Talented is one word, crazy is another. That's the one I was thinking of.
I'm gonna throw you guys a bone. You've actually found all of the interesting things in that room.
Okay.
Yay.
Danny, am I crazy or does she already have a sword?
Petit Leroux has like a little wooden like.
Yeah, I thought she had a little
wooden
rapier.
A rapier.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I thought it was made of wood or like a toothpick or something. However, if
Yeah.
I find a small knife, Amy seems like she's gonna hook me up, and Petit Leroux, I'm gonna have her sneak somewhere, and then I'm gonna have her cut someone's Achilles tendon.
That's a fucking nightmare, and we need to
Hell
stop
yeah.
this.
for the record, my lower legs are actually clockwork metal. I don't have an Achilles tendon to cut, so just want to point that out.
I didn't plan on it being anyone in this party, but
You never know with LaRue. I wouldn't say she's bipolar, but she's a
Wild
little.
card,
She's a wild card is a good way to. That's exactly how I put it. She's a
I
wild
cut the
card.
brakes.
It'd probably be like
I
an
cut the
8-year-old boy.
attendees. The
If you
Achilles
were to cut
tendon.
the Achilles tendon of anyone, it'd probably be an 8-year-old boy.
Is
So
there
you
an
could put him on
actual
crutches.
dead or
And
injured
kill him
Pegasus
more later.
cage?
Not a Pegasus, but it is a Griffin.
Caw-caw.
And I know that
Is
you
it-
can't see that the cage has a top, but the cage does have a top, so it's like caged in.
There's
Is
a
it
live griffin.
alive?
It's alive, yes, but its hooves and beak are missing, and it just looks like it's in so much pain.
Is it
Oh.
bleeding?
Kill it.
Oh,
You should
absolutely.
put it out of its misery.
What's the
Let's put it out
blood?
of
What's
its
the,
misery.
what color is the blood?
Purple.
Oh, you poor thing.
We saw purple
Oh.
blood earlier.
Can I speak to it?
Yeah, go ahead and speak to it.
Oh, you poor thing. I'm gonna enter the cage and I'm just gonna start stroking its feathers.
It can't reply because it doesn't have a mouth anymore, and just like.
Oh, no, don't worry, you poor thing. I'm gonna. It doesn't. So it doesn't even have a mouth.
No,
I couldn't
like
feed it,
if
go
you
after
took
Barry?
its beak, like it's got a hole where its face should be. No beak, no sharp teeth, just the tongue. It's been like completely brutally savaged, just taken for whatever she considered useful for it, and it's just there to die, pretty much, from what you can tell.
Ezra's gonna go ahead and pull out his dagger and look over at Sylvan and say, "Let's just put it out of its misery. It can't live like this."
It like as Ezra tells you that, so when you look back at it, it like coughs, and because it doesn't have anything to like stop, like, you know, when we cough, we're like, and we can sort of, it can't control anything, so it just like gross like bile and whatever, like half coughing, half just puke and blood, just and it starts choking on its own blood, cough a little bit, and it's.
As I kneel down next to it, I'm just gonna reach up to the dagger and.
Wait, because
for
she's
it.
seen this before.
Will you hand me your dagger?
As I hand the dagger over to Sylvan, just in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I'm gonna use Druidcraft to attempt to just create like the sensation of like petals and like the smell of pine.
Roll me a nature check.
Pine's a good
Just
smell.
kill it. Just cut its head off.
Galio's in a cage somewhere,
I'm getting rid
just
of
yelling
this
that.
freaking die, dude. Oh my god, that one.
All right.
Oh boy.
It smells like shit.
Oh my
No,
god!
the-
The last thing you smell when
No,
you die is just death, like peace.
It's
I
nothing.
hate this die.
No, it's nothing like that. It's just if he had rolled high, then I would have been like petals actually like apparate down from the top of the cage and it closes its eyes peacefully. But no, it's a struggle. Dispatching the thing is like, and you're like, but you get the execute, but it did not go down peacefully. It was just,
Oh my god!
it was just terrified and in pain. And you did it a service. It just wasn't as pretty as you hoped.
And the shrimp? What the fuck, guys?
And the shrimp.
There are 4 more cages in here. There's one dead human, missing hands, feet, and face. Like the bone is there, but the face was taken off only. No armor. It's just like a naked human, totally right. This one's dead. You can tell. There's one of the remember the snow apes that you guys ran into earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them.
Oh.
Dead. Winterwolf.
Oh.
Winterwolf missing its head, just the body of a winterwolf. And in this one, there's just several ducks.
Are the ducks still alive?
Yeah, there's quacking. They don't even look harmed.
I'm kind of
What are they
hungry.
saying?
LaRue, next to you, Gorlon goes, crazy bitch.
LaRue's gonna ignore him and rush for the ducks. Are they white ducks? Are they mallards?
It's 5 mallard hens.
That's less cute. I like the white ducks better. I want to pick the lock.
It's not locked.
I want to get the
I
duck.
wanna pick it anyways.
All right.
I would like to hug the duck.
Roll an animal handling.
Uh 20, modified 20.
Modified 20.
Natural 19, modified 20.
That is really interesting. So as you go to hug the duck, it quacks and gives you like a bright look, and each of these ducks have modified like wolves' teeth inside of their beaks. And they all start like gibbering and jabbering and clacking, grouping up together toward you, all 5 of them, like giving you these big toothy duck grins with like wolf teeth and other animals' teeth all modified into them.
Can Fatila ride one?
What I'm telling you is that you get the sense you might not want to actually hug these ducks.
You're
Yeah, I
forgetting
think
that
you're-
LaRue is kind of insane.
I think you're trying to tell me that they're dangerous, but like when you put cute things in the game, Arrow, you need to understand.
They will be hugged.
Fine, it's fine. I can respect that. I'll look at them from afar and I'll say, guys, look at these really cute, probably dangerous ducks. Wouldn't it be cool if Patilaru was riding one of them?
As she says that, most of you can see that these things are fucking terrifying. They all have, like, these giant ugly wolf teeth, and they're just quacking and jabbering, like, biting each other. One of their necks is completely turned around. Two of them are missing one of their feet, and they're just like, quack, quack, quack.
Well,
Then what do
I'm
you
yelling, shut the gate, shut the door, but I don't know if it's in time before they rush her.
Let's just
She-
not go near those ducks.
Are they being aggressive to me?
So, I let you have the animal handling check that showed, like, you're aware. You were in tune enough with this situation to know that you did not actually want to hug these things. They look insane and terrifying.
Like you're giving me some very subtle hints here.
I would not call these hints subtle.
I'm like
I
not
would
sure.
not
I'm
call
picking up. This is really subtle, and it's like the nuance here.
There's very little nuance.
You're saying I should bring the druid over.
What are you doing?
Sylvan, look at the ducks.
I am just cradling the head of the griffin.
Or you had some trauma. Okay, I'll leave the ducks.
You had some trauma. Okay, I'll leave it.
Are you gonna leave the cage open, or are you gonna close it?
I'm gonna close the. I'm gonna get close, but like not like close the gate, but like get close, not close enough for them to like bite me. And I'm just like, oh, look at you, you're so cute.
One of them goes to bite you, and it misses, and it just gets the cage, and two of the teeth go flying, and blood comes out, and it just stays like locked onto the cage, like a dog like rattling a cage, but it's a duck with sharp teeth.
Chompy.
Chompy.
I'm gonna like name each of them while everyone's doing more important things. You're Elizabeth. You're Svedka. You're Chompy. You're
Yeah, while-
Chomsky.
While that's going on, I'm gonna actually go over to Garland.
All right.
Are these ducks with teeth? Like, if they have their bill closed, can you tell they're ducks with teeth?
No, when their bills are closed, they kind of look like regular ducks. But hey, do you remember the Squirtle Squad episode of Pokemon?
Oh yeah.
Forget the Squirtle Squad, bro!
Do you remember how all the Squirtles, even though they look normal, you could tell they were all kind of rugged and traumatized from past events?
Right.
Oh my god.
That's what
Made
these ducks
them a
look
squad,
like
bro.
Cool. They're like me.
They're like me.
when their beaks are closed, and one of their heads is backwards, and two of them are missing one foot.
All right, guys.
Walking
Can we
around
keep
going
it pushing,
quack,
or are we
quack,
done here?
quack.
Well, I believe we're done. We might want to look through the supplies and see if there's anything useful for our trek back.
And Galio.
There was that whole room of crates and barrels.
Gus, what did you want to talk to Gorlon about?
I mean, I want to know how he got here, what happened, and like just like I feel like he's a key part of the story that isn't being told because we haven't questioned him at all.
Yeah. You do actually have, I'm going to give you like the cliff notes here. And what did I just say her name was? Verona. Gorlon and Verona are the last two of a group of 5 of the mercenaries known as the Crimson Drakes. I just assumed that somebody did tell him that Verona was alive on the other side, but that she wasn't healthy enough to come in. They were ambushed by that shambling horror that you guys fought at the beginning of...
Yep.
Yeah. And it overtook them, dragged him in. Karina, there we go. Karina was basically like, she thought he was just so interesting because he's mixed breed, dragonborn and tiefling, and she thought that he was like a perfect specimen and worth keeping. She didn't know what to do with him, so she like basically her indecision on what to do with his pieces were why he... What is that?
He wrote poopy butt, and it made me laugh while you're telling me this description.
Man.
Yeah, just go on, I'm listening. Thought he was
So
unique.
the reason that he's alive is because he was so unique. She was like hesitant to do too much work on him, so she was keeping him in her quarters instead of with the rest of the cages and doing stuff. And she had been working on, basically she was trying to make the perfect specimen. All she did for the last 2 days that he's been in here is ramble to herself about the perfect specimen, and when she creates the perfect specimen, she will, finally overtake this area of the Freljord. She was basically just insane, and her entire life's work was to create this perfect specimen, not unlike that episode of Full Metal Alchemist with the dog and the kid.
Ah.
Oh, the chimeras.
That was, yeah.
Yep, not unlike that. So after a while, due to the blood loss and the shock, he's been unconscious. He wasn't really sure how long he was unconscious. He only came to when everything was on fire. There was smoke everywhere. You guys were there, and somebody was forcing berries into his mouth.
I wonder.
And that's the long story short.
Hey, Yarrow.
Yes.
When I ushered everyone off to look at the clock, I'm blast out of the room. Because after they all make it out of the room, I go back to the duck cage and use one of my shotgun rounds in my grenade launcher, blast all the ducks through the bars, and then walk away.
Okay, as all of you are like, yeah, we'll go check out all the stuff. I'm sure there's something useful in there. You all walk out, and just like Old Yeller, each of you leaves the room, and all you hear behind you is, pow, quack.
Oh, shit.
Like this loud, like, quack,
yeah!
quack, 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 like all this like agitated duck noise. And you're kind of like, what is all this? And just silence. And Amy just comes stepping nonchalantly out, like as if nothing happened, and rejoins the group.
We find anything good in there, guys?
I wasn't done though with Garland. I do want to ask him one more. I want to see one more thing, but
What's that?
Address Amy first.
Sure.
Did we find anything?
Yeah.
There's
As
so much abduction here.
Oh boy.
As far as like useful stuff, it's all pretty mundane. There's a few sacks of like blankets, a lot of like stuff that's pretty old, a lot of like spices, a couple barrels of wine.
Wine?
There's wine, yeah. These 2 barrels right here are wine.
Is there any rum?
There's a lot of moldy vegetables. Like a lot of the trade that was going out was that like old dead flowers. No rum. Unfortunately.
I'll take the wine. I'll take the wine.
It's literally a barrel of wine. Keg-sized barrel of wine.
Would it be crazy to assume I have an empty bottle of rum maybe somewhere in my backpack?
That would be totally logical to assume that you
That would be within the realm of possibility.
That's in the realm of what I would consider likely.
I'll fill up one of those empty bottles with the wine.
All
Does
right.
it have like a spout or a bunghole?
Bunghole.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the bunghole and just.
All right.
Oh, what hole?
I'm gonna come over as he's pouring with Garland. I'm gonna say, you look like you could have a drink real quick.
Garland.
Yeah.
I don't drink.
Oh really?
No, it's
All
against my sect.
Is he still like weak?
Against his
and
what?
malnourished?
Sect. Like
He's not malnourished.
like a religious sect.
Okay.
Well, if there's anything like bars of iron, copper, tin, that they
Yeah,
get
add some
traded.
Amy stuff. That's reasonable.
Ingots.
I do want to talk to Garland still. Just no.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with you here. But yeah, he told you I don't drink. It's against my religious sect.
I want to see if I'll make the connection to his horn missing and the vial that I picked up.
That is like
Do not.
literally. There's no way you could miss it. Gus is not a dumb dude. He's missing a horn. You have a bottle with a horn.
Right,
He knows that he's missing a horn.
I'm gonna pull that out. I'm gonna say, I believe this belongs to you. I'm gonna kind of like toss it, but like close enough to the point where it's gonna hit his chest and he's gonna grab it.
Yeah, he's weak, but he catches it. And he's like, I think I can do this myself, but look away. It's gonna be kind of embarrassing.
Actually, Gus was already walking away. He saw a casket of wine. That was all he had to say to Garland. He threw him the horn and be like, Like, thanks for sticking around, thanks for your help, and I'm gonna throw him the horn. As he catches it and says that, I'm already a couple feet away, and I'm heading over to that casket to get a swig of wine from
You guys away.
Luis,
Galio.
from Ezra.
I'm sorry, brother. I'm trying to keep you involved. You know how it can be when you're hopping back into halfway through an adventure. I should have given you a better warning. Yeah. No, as this is all happening, there actually is not an old man Withersby's wife, old Mrs. Withersby, is coming, and she's actually sitting down and telling you all these stories about your father and what a kind soul he actually was, how brave he was in battle, but how kind he was to the kids, and how when you were a kid, you didn't know it, but all the kids called him the Candy Man because he was always giving them sweets.
Nice. Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm sitting here and enjoying the story.
Word. Now, as far as Sylvan is concerned, my brother, Gorlon looks at you as he's like got this vial of blood in his own horn. He's like, "Hey, you're the medicine man, right?"
I suppose so.
Look,
It would...
I know this is asking a lot, but can you just hold this where it's supposed to be for me while I do something? And he looks like he's like wincing thinking about it.
Of course, young one.
I'm 40, but thanks.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Huh?
That's what I said.
Right.
No. I'll hold the horn.
It smells terrible. Think of like deviled eggs that went wrong and got left out for like a week.
I'm good at
My
ignoring
favorite.
smells.
Yep, I'm just letting you know as it comes out. When you pull it out, interestingly, the horn itself has a chip missing from it, and when you notice that, he goes, "Nah, it was already like that."
All right.
And you can go ahead and put it there.
Is that all right?
Let me pull up Discord so I can see you. He's like, "Yep, all right, close your eyes." And he puts his own hands. He's gonna cast Lay on Hands on his horn, and
There you go.
he's burning like all of the health points in his Lay on Hands pool, and his horn comes back to where it was. But he's got these like little scars pointing out from it in every direction. He's like
a weld.
Can I
Yeah.
give him guidance while
Hell
he's
yeah.
doing this? Would that help at all? I
that.
don't think
Guidance
it would,
wouldn't
but,
work
like-
for a Lay on Hands pool
All right.
because it's not rolled. It's just the amount of hit points you can give back. And he's
That's
like,
sick, bro.
he's like, "Thanks." Mm.
Are you all right?
His head is like tilted to the side. He's like, "I forget how heavy these things are. If you're missing one for a while, like it's really hard to balance out. My neck hurts." He's been used to like making up for it with the muscles in his neck, and now they're like tilted.
Here, and I'm gonna fasten a little bit of, I'm gonna hang a little bag of pebbles off on the other side, just kind of off his other horn.
He's like, "Yeah, this is great."
All balanced out.
As all things should be.
Yes, perfectly balanced.
That's all it should be.
Ezra's laughing. He's just fucking laughing.
Yeah, we're taking swigs of that wine and we're both laughing, Ezra.
This
Like-
is
Like
vintage
shoulder on
stuff.
shoulder.
Yep. This is something neither of you have ever tasted before.
Oh, really?
This is, in fact, wine, not like, I'm just telling you guys what it is, even though your characters wouldn't be like, Freljordian vintage snowberry wine. This is Freljordian vintage snowberry wine, which
Oh,
is
hey.
potent.
Excellent.
Does it taste good or does it just taste strong?
Yeah,
No,
how does it taste?
No, it tastes good. Think of like the candy, like frostberry flavored candy, you know, snowberry flavored candy. I'm thinking of the Bang energy drink, Snowberry Bang. But
Gus has been accustomed at one point in his life to the finest of foods. Is this comparable to the finest of wines?
It's different. It's
But very good.
It's completely different. Yeah, because it's sweet, but it tastes expensive, if that makes sense.
It's
Can-
full-bodied and berry
Can we put this in the bag of holding? I'll say to Amy.
Berry, you said?
It is not going to fit. Like the barrel cask is not going to fit.
Is there
in
a
the bag of
smaller
holding.
barrel that we can put in the bag of holding?
There is
He's
not.
carried a bunch of stuff on him. He might have something in the bag of holding that'll fit.
The
I
clo-
want to bring some of this wine back.
The
This is
closest
tasty
you would
wine.
get is this bench that I mentioned earlier that's covered in like bottles and mugs and stuff like that. 3 of them have toppers. If you wanted to get like 3 bottles of Freljordian Snowberry.
I would
Hey,
like to, actually.
Yeah.
I have a pair of 2.5-gallon kegs of water. We can dump the water out, and they can take 5 gallons of wine with them.
If you don't want the water.
Should we?
I was
We
suggest I empty my water can. but
Wine is like
water.
water, but better. It does more.
I agree.
That's not entirely true.
It's wet.
It's wet.
It's what the plants crave. It's wine.
It's got wine. It's good. It's wet. It's like water. Water's wet. I think we should. I think that's a good idea, Amy. I'll help her start dumping out the gallons of the jugs.
All right.
Good job, Amy.
Instead of a few bottles, you'll have a couple gallons of Freljordian Snow.
That sounds like a good. That sounds like a good celebratory wine in case we find ourselves in a situation to celebrate.
Yup, yup.
Every day.
Like, I don't know, freeing our compatriot from prison. That'd be a good reason, I think.
All right, so how about we take a rest, which hopefully will make our other saved person outside able to walk, and then get back to the village, so hopefully they'll let our buddy out of jail finally.
Long or short?
I'm thinking long.
I wouldn't.
Thick.
You guys will probably remember that Gust and Sylvan were both aware there was a terrible storm coming in.
Yep, I do remember.
Based off of your calculations, if you took a long rest here, you would probably get stuck in it.
All right, in my memory, we ran in just before the storm hit. So
No, it was like getting ready to.
I'll remind the party actually. As Amy's saying, I feel like we should rest. I'm gonna say I feel like that storm's gonna hit while we're resting. Amy, what do you think?
Like an hour safe, but 8 is not. Is what I'm saying.
My next question is, how big is the storm? Can we make it back to someplace safe before the storm hits?
But like if you, the way that time was working before you guys did this, when you were on your way into this cave system, you knew that you had about a day before the storm got to the point where it was real dangerous. So waiting an hour and then braving a 12-hour journey, 8 hours, and then braving a 12-hour journey after that would be cutting it close.
But we're less than a day away from going back to the village.
Yes, you're roughly 12 hours away.
Well, then I guess we can keep hiking and hope we don't run into anything so super dangerous. I'm not in that bad a shape.
We can have Sylvan burrow a hole in the snow for us as a giant badger.
Badger.
Or as a polar bear.
Badger.
I can't do
Or as a
I'm
duck
just
with
telling you guys, I'm not trying to lead you any which way. I'm just saying, would you prefer to risk getting caught in the storm, or would you prefer to risk running into wild creatures while you're low on health?
I don't think we're low. Who's low? Anyone low?
I mean, on a scale of 1 to 36, I'm a 28.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm missing about 20% of my health. I wouldn't call that low.
My health is fine. I'm just almost out of magic power, but I got all my stuff that explodes and goes boom. So
What else do we need you for? Then you're good to go.
I still have quite a bit of
Make with the
damage.
pew pew.
I have lots of magic powers.
I'm gonna turn to Amy and ask, did you see the ducks?
yes, I saw the ducks.
I'm gonna say bugaboos. All in favor of resting here, say aye. All opposed and wanting to traverse back, say aye.
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. We're traversing back.
All right. Smart move, because there actually are not any random encounters. You guys are able to take the same way that you can. You run into the same stuff. The deer wrapped up in the red cloak. Verona and Gorlon don't slow you up too much. The only flavor piece that I didn't have for you guys left is when you guys came out and did that. Verona was like, Gorlon! He was like, Verona! It turns out they're actually together. They had a big, long hug and a kiss. So a half orc and a half dragonborn, half tiefling, and they make for quite the pair. They're rather cute. Although they're both...
You said... Oh, go ahead, sorry. I thought you were done.
So what?
They make for. I was just saying. You said we had an hour before leaving of safe time, right?
Yeah.
How long would it take to have cut down the deer from the tree and give it a burial?
Give it a burial?
Like in the snow, not like through the tough dirt, like in the frozen ground.
If you want, like on your way back, if you're taking the same route back, if you want.
I don't want people to get caught with it.
Yeah, if you want to give the deer a quick funeral, then by all means.
Yeah, like 10 minutes
yeah,
tops.
If you
cut it down, buried in some snow.
You'll cut it close, but basically, if you guys want to take down all of Karina's traps that were out on your way back, is that what you're going for? As long as everybody's
also pay respect to this deer because I feel like Sylvan would appreciate that, and Sylvan's my friend. But
Rue is gonna say a couple words for a eulogy. She's gonna be on the pulpit talking about what a great life it led.
I keep my thoughts to myself, but I'm thinking the Frey Lord would probably eat this thing if we brought it back, but I just stand on the side and wait.
Well, if you would have shared that, that actually would be a pretty good idea, but since you withheld it, I'm going to continue with burying it in some soft snow.
Those are very kind words, Petite LaRue.
And I'm gonna take the crimson cloak and hand it to Garland. I feel like he could make use for it.
He's actually sincerely appreciative of that.
Excellent.
All right, you guys will make it back to Dar Vong at just the rise of the sun of the next morning. Where's my Dar Vong page? There we go. At just the rise of the sun on the next morning. So basically, you guys are exhausted.
Yeah.
But you made it.
Will we take a point of exhaustion?
No.
You said you were going to start doing that here.
Yes.
Just asking.
If we got caught in the snow,
yes,
but we did not.
That's a temperature specific thing that is a little bit different than just straight up exhaustion points. What I'm saying is right now, you guys made it back, and you're just getting to the brink of like, holy fuck, like, we're actually tired, but we beat the snow. But whether you take points of exhaustion or not, like, there's not going to be any fighting here unless you just decide to do something totally silly. You know? So, like, it wouldn't affect you as much. I'm just letting your guys' characters know that your characters likely feel kind of groggy. It's just like being on mission all night and come back and just being like, brother. You know?
I don't know about you, but when I came back from mission, I cracked a cold one and went to bed.
That's my guy.
That's probably what you want to do. But
so, I'm gonna. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as you guys come in, the hatches of the huts are rather battered down. Galio is still in his pit cage thing right here, exposed to the elements. It looks like nobody was actually gonna give him any kind of like protection from the incoming storm. Everything else is like kind of sealed up. Like, you can tell that these guys are getting ready for something, and you've been watching the storm chasing you from the rear this whole time.
Okay. I'm exhausted. I don't know how exhausted I am, but I do know that I would like to address Trindamir before going to bed. Just kind of close this mission.
Yep.
I want
Trindamir.
to see what's up with Galio.
Yeah. The question is, do you want to talk to him first or Galio first? Coming in, you come in from the north side, so like...
I guess that's a good question. Did we talk to Galio before leaving, after Trindamir talked with us, or did we talk to Trindamir after we talked to Galio?
Galio was present while Trindamir was speaking. He, out of respect... remember, nobody spoke over Trindamir while he was speaking.
Right.
He issued you guys a challenge. Galio got hauled off, gave you like the good luck eyes, but did not talk, and then got, locked up, and you guys were like, all right, like, let's get this over with.
Okay. I would go to Trindamir first.
It's weird my recent uploads don't have...
Did Garland disappear, by the way? Is he gone?
Yeah, I just didn't pull him over to this map, which...
Okay. I feel like he's important. I want to keep relations with him, and I wanted to have a private discussion with him. Because doesn't need to be in this session right here. I just want to talk to you after about it, if it's possible.
The pogs I'll find later. It's weird that they're not in my recent uploads, so I'll just...
No worries.
I'll find out later, but yes. Gorlon and Verona both accompanied you. They didn't have anywhere else to go. But yeah, that's my question to the party is the party going to Galio's side first or to the side where Trinamir's hut is first? Because you're coming in from the north. So you essentially have the choice.
I'm going to Tryndamere, personally.
I'd like to say what's up to Galio.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
go
also
to Galio.
going to Galio.
I want to go to Galio with good news, is why I'm going to Tryndamere first.
I'm going for Tryndamere because I'm worried about Gust.
And
Rightfully
Sylvan?
so.
Galio.
Huh?
Galio. I'm going with Galio.
All right.
Or to Galio.
I'm just gonna do the Tryndamere side first. As I said, as you guys walk in, the sun's coming up. It is freezing. Like Amy and Gust probably don't hurt as much because of what you guys are made of, but everybody else, it is freezing. Galio,
I don't get cold.
I'm glad that you cut me off in the middle of me telling you that you're not affected. But yes, I'm glad we're on the same page. So yeah. Tryndamere is out here still dressed how he was dressed the first time.
Buck naked.
Just not buck naked, but scantily clad.
Promiscuous.
He's blasting those nips for sure.
Yep. He is on to paint the picture. This high hut is the one I'm trying to show you on the map, like the big one, the Chieftain Hall, which is this one.
Why does this remind me of like the opposite of Hellfire Peninsula? I don't know.
It does look like the Horde side of Hellfire Peninsula in this map.
Yeah.
I can see it, just with snow instead of weird burning
like
crusade
Hellfire.
land. Yeah.
Hellstone. But yeah.
So Tryndamere comes. Gorlon and Verona come with you.
Okay.
Yep. And they also they account for everything that you guys did. How you rescued both of them, took down the Shambling Horde, took down Karina. This is why things haven't been going through all that. They're whatever story you guys tell Tryndamere now, they will support it with the truth. If you choose to lie to him and embellish stuff, they're probably not going to.
I'm gonna let them speak. Honestly.
All right. So Tryndamere, as you approach, Tryndamere is like, "And what say you for your actions?" He notes the two crimson drakes. "There are 3 more not accounted for, no?" And both of them go into all those things I just said. How the other 3 got taken in the night, uprooted, disappeared, killed horribly by some pretty powerful foes. They described the Shambling Horror, how just crazy, disgusting, nightmarish it was, and watching each of you combat it, and how it even didn't get the drop on you, even though it tried to Spider-Man its way into the side. They go on to talk about how you brought them both back from the brink of death, even knowing you were probably going to need the healing for yourselves after combat, how you all braved fireballs, how Gust specifically got plumed with poison gas, walked directly out of it, and explode. All they saw, or Gorlon saw specifically in his like half fucked up state, was like blurry eyes, like the smoke, and you literally walk out, flume, big explosion. He just assumed you were like shooting exploding arrows or something crazy, like you're just that powerful. How you were levitating people out of danger's way, how Amy was using her cannon and attacking. They were talking about how you braved fire and poison and monstrosities and came out across all of it and brought them back to safety and never even asked for anything in return, because your sole concern was for your friend Galio and for making sure that they stayed alive.
It was. That's why we did it.
Yep.
The only thing I ask is that, by the way, we're not missing 3 people. Some of us went to go check on Galio. We came to report.
That's a good clarification, Amy.
That was a very important clarification.
Yeah. I would like to say that we're very wary from this combat. I'd say I feel like you set us to a disadvantaged mission, and I'll chuckle and I'll say it was a lot of fun. But our other side of the party is actually recuperating and de-stressing and drinking some wine and relaxing by the campfire on the other side of town. We felt it was an obligation to address the barbarian king prior to engaging in recreational activity.
Not what we're doing at all, but whatever.
It is what it is.
That's okay, because Gus isn't technically lying because he doesn't technically know what you're doing. So I'm not going to ask for deception there. What were you going to say, Amy?
I was
Or was that the thing?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, Tryndamere himself is going to let off, and I'm just pulling this picture up so everybody can remember what he looks like when I'm talking. I know that I'm super familiar, but I know not everybody is super familiar with what he looks like, so I keep making...
Who is Tryndamere again?
Yeah, exactly. So I keep pulling him up to make him bigger, especially for our fans who are watching who may not be totally familiar with League of Legends lore. Anywho's, and he lets off a big chuckle, and he says, "Ha! They've got some metal on them after all. Can you believe it?" He shouts, and his little aide isn't there. Nobody's there. Everybody is, like, battered down hatches for the storm. That's right. Scared. He steps down. Wine, then. Let's let Galio speak for himself on the incidents. And I will make the final decision on his guilt or innocence.
I'll nod.
He gives you... There's like a gleam in his eye. He looks like he's happy with where this is going. But whether that's a good thing or not is up to your interpretation.
Well, I follow him, making sure I'm locked and loaded just in case things go south.
All right.
I won't be at the low ready because it's a lot more obvious. But I'll nod and I'll respectfully follow to his right.
He's a big dude. He does not put on a jacket to walk out into the rest of the... What's now it's like snowing. It's not storming and flurrying, but there is snow falling and cold-ass wind blowing. And Galio, Tryndamere walks up to you, sitting in the bottom of the pit with the chains on. Galio, did you ever decide on a name for your dad?
I thought I texted it to you a long time ago.
I can't remember if you did or not, but I'm hoping you remember.
I don't. Let's just go with...
Davian.
There you go.
Davian?
Galio, son of Davion, the white flare of the Freljord. You're not the white flare. Davion was the white flare of the Freljord.
Ooh.
I can remember many years ago when I was a young buck coming up and seeing your own father in these same chains. Do you know what happened?
I'm just going to still look at him quietly, not saying a thing, but give him that like gesture like I'm listening.
He was a stranger. He's talking to everybody. He was a stranger. Foreign in our land. He walked in and he said, "I like what you guys are about." Put his weapons down, and we chained him up because we were scared, because he was different. He didn't look like us. Do you look like us?
Oh, you're like really just racist right now.
I'm gonna whisper to myself, I look like Gust.
No. He had scales. He looked like a monster, right?
Pretty offensive.
I'm seeing where he gets it.
Racism runs in the Freljord.
He's... If you care to listen, he's literally going to explain how he got over a prejudice of giant things with scales.
Let Arrow talk.
Oh, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't know if he's going to go in depth with it. That's fine.
Anyways. He was different. He had scales. He could breathe ice. Everyone was terrified. Lock him up. It's a monster. It's just a small one of the ones that we kill for sport. For food. And he sat down and he said, "Do you know what I can offer this village?" We said, "What?" He said, "A heart. Companionship. Growth." He said, "We don't need to keep living life the way we have been." I said, "How do you mean? What do you mean?" Called us barbarians. Some people took offense. Said we weren't living with compassion, with honor. Honor. What could this guy, this thing, know about honor? And he still laid down his sword, and he let us go trial by customs and prove his worth in the same way your friends did before you today. How do you think they did, Galio?
They stand before you alive.
They do. How would you judge their character?
To be honest, great.
Great.
Trusting, loyal, and brave.
And how should I judge yours?
You know my story. You know what I've done with my father before I ran away. I'm sure you heard of stories of what us, as we call ourselves, the Bugaboos, have done.
He takes his. Remember, guys, this sword is ginormous. And he slams this thing into the ground, like 3 feet into the ground it goes. And he sits down cross-legged like this. Snow is just pelting him on his like open skin out in front of him. Tell me what really happened, Galio. I want to hear it from your mouth now. What happened?
How'd you know? First of all, out of character, like, did I ever find out what happened to my dad? Because I don't think you ever told me if he's dead or alive.
Your father, unfortunately, was KIA in a conflict with Sejuani's tribes.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty.
You were able to learn that from the townsfolk as you were caged up here.
Okay. Well, as you know, my father was your loyal general, one of your best generals in your army.
Stop! Tell me what happened the day you disappeared, Galio.
Volibear.
Volibear.
Yes. I used the power of Volibear.
And then what?
It killed everybody.
Is that what happened?
And I felt utter disloyalty to the clan, shaming my father, and just shaming myself. I couldn't come back to look you in the eyes and told you I failed.
Galio, you understand that you were on trial for desertion.
I'm fully aware that I deserted.
And only desertion.
No.
Did you never wonder why fratricide was never listed on the accused?
No.
Snow is pelting. You guys are tired. And he's just sitting. This is a human. This is a regular human, not wearing any cold weather gear. Just sitting stone-faced, having this conversation with Galio, him to the pit. And it's getting cold. Snow is pelting. The sun is rising, and you guys know we've all been outside when the sun rose somewhere really cold. How it gets its coldest right when the sun comes up. Everybody's familiar with that, right?
Cold before the dawn.
Yep.
There's a pressure. Yep.
Yep.
Live in San Diego. Sure.
Trust me on this one. And it is this beautiful pink shining rays from the sun. It's glistening off of almost this entire village. The mountain behind it is glistened in like this beautiful pink and orange sunrise, but it is freezing and snow is flurrying, and Trinimir is just still sitting stone. Galio, I assume you're sitting as stone as he is, correct? Matching his posture?
Yes. Yes.
He says, "That's right, Galio. Desertion. You haven't been accused of fratricide in how long have you been on? 5 years? 5 years, right?
16.
16 years. Do you want to know why?
Why?
They told me. Lord Tryndamere. Galio has slain 10 men. 10 more of Sejuani's forces. He's ran. I asked them what happened. How could this have been? How does one young dragonborn slay 20 men by himself? So I took my question to the creator. You're familiar. You are familiar with Ornn, the creator. He's known to be a and this is for your information, Galio. Ornn, the creator, is another of the Freljordian gods. He is known to be semi-fictitious. Basically, everyone says it's like one of those like Santa Claus things, like, oh yeah, Ornn up in the mountains making his magic weapons and armor. But nobody's ever seen him. But Tryndamere is now claiming he went and found this Ornn, the creator, himself. Because I didn't know who else to ask. My wife sure didn't know, and she can see for miles. The enemy sure didn't know. All they wanted to do was shoot at me. I said, who's a neutral force up here? Ornn, the creator. The owner of the well. So I went up there. I went to the tallest peak in the Freljord. Damn near lost my life, but I wanted to know the truth. I found him. Figured he's all-knowing, all-powerful, right? He should know. Can you guess what he told me, Galio?
What is that?
You were duped.
What do you mean? I was duped.
I'll tell you what happened, Galio. In that fight, you led it bravely. You were severely outnumbered. 5 of your men died on impact, crashing against the forces of Olaf and his men. You're familiar with Olaf, right?
I am.
That's right. Basically your troop ran into the Olaf and his personal guard.
Like warm hugs.
Olaf went berserk. We all do that from time to time. I sure do. And
Hey,
so did
well,
Gal.
While he's telling his big, long, rambling story, I just start setting up the winter tent behind him on some flat ground.
All right. Amy is uninterested. Noted.
I'm
Laru
listening.
is
I don't
listening
want
intently.
to freeze to death.
Petit LaRue, because she's not susceptible to cold, is on the ground like, wow, like listening. We're really interested.
All right. You don't have to be. I'm sorry. This is my story that I wrote that I think is really cool. I'm just protective of her. I'm overprotective of my own story. I apologize.
And I'm just keeping a small fire going, a bonfire.
All right.
Just keep everyone warm, huddled around as we listen.
Yep. Sun continuing to rise. All of the snow around you is this like beautiful pink. There's a double rainbow coming across the other side as Tryndamere continues on to this next piece. And guess what happened, Galio? You charged right at him, blind with fury from what I understand. And you were absolutely charged up with what we can only assume is the Volibear's power. I don't know if you ever shot lightning out of your hands before on purpose, have you?
No.
Of course not. You were blind with rage. Happens to the best of us. I'm sure about it. You didn't kill a single one of your men. Not one. Did not touch them. You rushed ahead. And you fought one of the biggest and baddest in the Freljord and barely lived to tell the tale. We just want to know why you never came home.
I just want to look at him like I didn't kill a single one of my men. Then what were all the bodies? It counted.
The bodies weren't you, Galio. The bodies were the work of the trickstress. Wait, what's her name? Hang on. Hang on, guys, sorry. I can't believe I forgot her nickname. The bodies were the work of the Ice Witch. Intervening on behalf of Olaf and his crew of bastards.
Petit LaRue raises her hand, and Big LaRue asks who's the Ice Witch.
The Ice Witch! Lysandra herself, demigod extraordinaire, enemy of Anivia and Avarosa.
Clears it up. Thank you.
Didn't kill any one of my men.
Not one.
I was tricked. This entire time, I have been living
now
with regret.
Speaking of League of Legends stuff, Galio, you know that Lysandra's passive when she gets a kill is she basically creates like a ghost version of them, and that damages its own party?
Uh-huh.
That's what happened. The shadow Galio created when you were struck what should have been a killing blow was what exploded and killed the rest of your party, but it was not you specifically. Volibear intervened on your... Basically, Volibear, the god Volibear, intervened on your side's behalf, and Lysandra intervened on their god's behalf, and everybody died except for you and for Olaf. Because of the shared memory with like the shadow version of yourself Lysandra created, you thought that you did it. Because it was a memory of your essence doing something, but it was not you. It was the created duplicate of you.
I'm gonna look at him. and I'm gonna tell him, if you allow me, if you can keep me captive for all I care when I come back, but I want to kill this ice witch for tricking me into thinking that I killed my own men.
He breaks eye contact to look down real quick and... Challenging a god, huh? Sounds just like a Freljordian would. And he grabs his giant sword and he slashes off both the chains with one big mighty like slam, and both of your arms are immediately free. Your legs weren't taken, so it was just that. And you're up. You can move.
I want to stand up and hand him like the barbarian handshake, and it's like that. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do this to bring back honor to my name in deserting this village.
Galio, you've honor enough. And these, he looks back at Amy, who's currently building a camp, and everyone else that's like, I'm sure everybody else is getting a little bit closer to the fire, even if they weren't meaning to. It's just getting so cold. Are people, I think you should probably keep hanging around. Even that weird one. Yeah, you. Pragmatic as she is, and this is where I have something to say about each of you. Pragmatic.
Don't say that about Amy.
What's that?
Don't say Amy's weird.
Let me get to it. Pragmatic as she is, I'm pretty sure there's a heart in there. And that one, pointing at Gust. Gust, what is your posture right now?
I'm leaning up against my longbow, listening to the story, but trying to stay warm with the fire.
Yep. And that one, pointing at Gus.
You can see how tired I am, though.
Yep.
You can see how tired I am.
Cool as he acts, I think he cares a great deal.
I'll look away.
And this one, pointing at what's that? Okay, that's fine.
About the car.
It's all good because I'm literally saying about stuff about everyone that's not you now. That works out. And this one, pointing at Sylvan. Just about the smallest among... The smallest amongst them, with the capability of being the greatest in size. With the biggest of hearts.
Like 6'5".
I'm pretty sure I'm the tallest.
Not in size of height, but in like you're like a green bean, right?
You'll notice I've bulked up.
And he's hairier now.
Have you?
Yeah.
You actually?
The earring.
That's right. That's right, actually. So when he did go to say that about you, getting strong.
Something to say?
Getting stronger every day. This one.
Something to say to me?
Flexing. Yeah.
And you, pointing at Ezra. The morale. So unlikely to be so necessary in so many situations. And last but not least, the rogues, plural. Yes. Yes. The rogues. The deadliest hand with the most surgical accuracy. Sure to be the finishing piece on any mission you might need to accomplish. Now you ask me if you can stay back here at home and keep fighting the war we've been fighting for 20 years. But I think you should stick around with these guys. Got anything to say, Galio?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was paying attention to Paxton. What'd you say? Sorry, one more time.
He said a bunch of nice stuff about your party members.
Take it from the top. Do it again.
No.
Do it again.
Yeah,
He
do
said
it again.
he said a bunch of nice stuff about your party members and said, "Now if I were you, I would go with them. Don't stay in your hometown fighting the same war we've been fighting for 2 decades."
I'm gonna look at the party. I'm gonna ask him, do you want to kill a god?
No.
Petit Laurue and see what she thinks.
Didn't we already do that?
Petit Leroux,
You guys,
you
Not-
kill a god.
I answer, well, not like tonight, but I am interested in designing a weapon capable of doing such a thing. So, if we're talking long term, I'm in.
Not in the immediate future. It's sometime I want to kill this ice switch for tricking me into thinking that I killed my entire squad or platoon of men.
She's a god?
demigod.
Demigod?
Yeah.
Is this
Keep
something
in mind
you
that gods and demigods in Runeterra are not the same gigantic power wealth that gods in regular D&D and
Yeah.
demigods in regular D&D. Gods are like League of Legends champions, which you've dealt with several
Right.
before. So
Right, like Tryndamere, like we're talking to one.
yes, you are literally talking to another demigod.
Right.
Yeah,
Galio.
time. If Petit Leroux's down, I'm down. Are you?
Tryndamere looks back at you, Gus. You were the one that suggested the drinking, right?
Yeah, I would say when you suggest killing a god, Gus doesn't seem interested. He doesn't seem disinterested. He's got his hands. He's warming up in a fire, and clasped in between his legs, he's sitting on a log near the fire. He's got a nice I don't want to say flagon, whatever's available, a skin, a water skin of that wine we grabbed, and he's just sipping on it, staying warm, trying to mellow out. He's listening, but he's not necessarily pro or against killing a god. He's just trying to cool down after a mission.
Tryndamere looks out at each of you. Looks out at each of you. What a daunting task to accept. Regular, everyday group of heroes. I love it! And he for the first time, lets off like a big, hearty laugh that's legitimately sincere. And he immediately wants to start pouring wine. He goes, how about, instead of you staying in that, he looks at Amy's tent. And Amy, you're doing your best with this tent, but it's not like, you know, it's a tent. It's a tent for survival purposes, but it's by no means like luxury. He's like, why don't we go into the Hall of Champions and drink ourselves through this storm?
I could drink to that.
Gus looks up at that point. He hears something he's intriguing, and he smiles. He says, "Finally, a good idea to end the night."
Yep. This is actually the what's it called? Like the apex of the sun rising. Everything, all of the snow is reflecting this like beautiful. Remember Ho-Oh from Pokemon?
Yeah, rainbow.
Think of the color scheme of Ho-Oh, just so warm and golden and rainbowy all at the same time. All of that is reflecting off of the snow in just the perfect light. As Tryndamere is leading all of you into the Hall of Champions of Djarvong, and he's all right. Let's get this thing started. That will end tonight's session. Everybody next session can bump themselves up to level 6.
Ooh,
Yes.
that was
I feel
awesome.
like we were level 5 for a long time.
We were level 5 for a good while.
For a minute, yeah, for a couple sessions.
Yep.
Level 5, good level.
That was a good level. Yeah, it was cool being there for a minute. It wasn't a big deal.
5 was uneventful for me. 6 is going to be great.
Oh, well, then excellent. I'm glad we're 6 now. Then, so, can I say before we all go into his longhouse or whatever he has? Ooh, we got tinnitus. Hold on.
It's basically just like any of the
Ready.
Jarl halls in Skyrim, by the way.
Yeah.
They
Hold
all
on. Okay.
they're
It's
all
dying.
like the same, but yeah.
Relate
Oh,
to
I got
it
a
in
really
terms
bad
of Animal Crossing,
tinnitus.
Harvest Moon, or Stardew Valley.
That's funny.
It's like an Indian longhouse, like a leather bound, massive kind of. Just you get inside and it's got a giant common area
Skins and
then two
tables.
rooms.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
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 All right, I was gonna ask. Sorry, I got bad tinnitus spike there for a second, and like it was
Yeah.
painful.
Yeah.
But I want to go check on Haleth before we all go in. Haleth's on the ship, right?
Halus is in the Champions Hall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, if he's in the Champions Hall,
Yep.
then that's fine.
Yep.
I want to check on him before we resume anything, though. I do want to see what he's up to.
Yeah, no, he's in there, just curled up. Like he's still asleep from last night, and he's curled up holding his dolls of both his dads. Like he sleeps with them. Even though he's a teenager, like he's still got some kid-like tendencies because he sleeps with those things.
Shrimp
I had a
at
nickel.
the banquet.
What's that?
Are there any shrimp at the banquet?
There
boy.
is going to be like a breakfast banquet, but everybody else is like battering hatches. So basically, there's gonna be a banquet this evening in the middle of like the height of the storm. But he's offering all of you guys like drink until you pass out from your giant super long mission, and then just crash in the champion hall, wake up, and then we're gonna celebrate you basically.
Like a barbarian
Cool.
king.
Is he
Cool,
with
cool.
us, Trindamir?
Yep.
At some point in the night while we're all drinking, I'm gonna
Like I said,
wild
it's
shape-
7 a.m. Remember?
Oh, in the morning. Well,
Yeah,
at some
like-
point while we're all kind of partying, I'm gonna wild shape into a duck. And
With the teeth?
if Trindamir is near me and
With
attempts
the
to
teeth.
interact, I'm gonna jump at him with a full mouth of teeth and try to scare Trindamir.
We're not gonna roleplay too much of that partying and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it's when you guys all for those, I assume everybody does get their long rest between the morning hours. By the time you all wake up, everybody that made it like through the storm is in the Champions Hall. So a good like 20 people, villagers. It is a feast. It is a banquet. It is in Galio's honor specifically, but with an honorable mention to the Bugaboos. Gorlin's there, Verona's there. They're both looking much healthier with some rest and relaxation. Although his horn, you're pretty sure is a little bit off to the side, but no one's going to tell him that to his face. And yeah, it is a great time. It is exactly what you would expect from like a Viking mead hall post-victory celebration. Galio, what kind of things are you feeling? Being welcomed back to your home that you've been missing from for 16 years with open arms.
Straight shocked, to be honest. I thought there was going to be more of a trial going on. I didn't expect to be duped like that. More along the lines of like, yo, you killed your dudes and you deserted, you're fucked. Go do this trial by yourself. Kind of like the Hunger Games style or something along those lines to prove yourself worthy again.
I promise, there's a lot more trials to be trialed in the Freljord if you're interested. Because there's a whole tribe versus tribe, each with its own god backing it thing going on. Which, for you Leaguers, it literally equates to Ashe and Trindamir versus Olaf and Sejuani, backed by Lysandra. Ashe and Trindamir backed by Volibear and Anivia.
Olaf from League, because I keep picturing
Yes.
the snowman.
Yes.
Picture Thor for Olaf. That's the
But
easiest
a
way.
midget version.
But a midget version, and he's got an axe instead of a hammer.
I'll pull up a
He's got
picture of him
two.
real quick. No worries.
Yeah.
Up in image new tab.
Anivia's a giant bird made of ice.
Uh-oh.
Bless you.
That's cute.
Wayne,
Nice.
that is Olaf.
Okay, so almost the same as what I was picturing.
Yeah, the giant snowman Olaf. Yeah, same.
Yeah, no, it's like really close.
And when I referred to his partner Sejuani, I'll pull up a picture for her as well.
I thought it was Sejuani. Is it Sejuani?
Sejuani. Sejuani.
There you
Want to
go.
kill him.
Yep. So these are the two you're essentially intending to face. Or perhaps make amends with. Or perhaps work something out with. There's a lot of different ways that that could go. The tribe versus tribe business. Just so everybody is on the Trindamir.com. What am I doing?
Trindamir.com.
No, yeah. I'm just pulling up another picture of Trindamir so everybody can see him in a different light or like what he looks like generally. Yeah, this is actually my favorite picture of Trindamir. Severely outnumbered and outarmed. That's
Perfect
Bigger than
circumstance.
LaRue.
yep. That
Yeah,
is
probably by 2 or 3 feet bigger than LaRue.
that is Trindamir. His wife, who you are also potentially to be allied with. This is my favorite picture,
Oh.
Ash.
I was like, give us Project Ash.
No, that's something else I have to work out with how
Yeah.
it works. His wife looks like this.
Yeah.
Cute. Is she single?
Yeah,
She
she
is-
she's cute. She's cute.
She actually is literally my main on League of Legends. I've done a lot
She's
of good work
cutie.
with her.
Oh, fuck you.
What?
Go fuck yourself.
What?
fucking
Dude, I've been
Saber is really
Piece
upset
of
with you right
shit.
now.
I have been literally maining Ash like since 2011, bro.
I need to
Siver's
leave
upset
this
with you,
campaign.
dude.
Arrow, something came up. I gotta leave. I'm sorry. I gotta drop out.
All right. For all of our
Why
viewers,
is this a problem?
for all of our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to stop the stream now. Thank you for joining us on our campaign, and we hope to see you next week.
Bye.
And